perfect little blind spots fold me in, tucked away. I'm starting to think I never learned what I need to learn. All things pass, we bruise skin, holding on to things that we shouldn't be allowed to keep. Make them proud, dredged in guilt. Call me when the miracle reduces to coincidence. My casted wings are almost off now. I can't feel a thing, just like you promised. I was always bad at being good. I was always bad at being good. I was always bad. There's no hell more harsh than a memory. There's no home more hell than an empty nest. Winter takes the warm away, spring takes the cold away, summer takes the rain away, and fall took away my friend. I believe there's never a place better than right where you are. Although imagining an afterlife can tend to mend a broken heart over someone dead. It's a way of coping with loss, but I don't need you out there somewhere if I have you in my thoughts. I don't envy anyone in a position where they're forced to choose. Pull the plug or not, I can't tell if this is for me or you. I mean, I know you're sick, tired and confused, but sometimes letting the tired go to sleep is the best thing to do. I will hold your head while the doctor sticks the needle in. I'll always remember our companionship and what it meant. And on Sunday, October the 5th, you took your last breath, and you will be missed. I casted wings almost off now.
This won't be my last year, see this is a promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still promise you. Maybe 20 years, your daughter will be playing with my hologram. This won't be my last year, see this is a promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still have a legacy. Your daughter will rave to my songs while getting turned on ecstasy.
This won't be my last year, cause I still have plans. I want my SLS, slip across to bend. I wanna party hard, I wanna have a chance to have Victoria's Secret as my Twitter fans. I wanna get drunk, I wanna fuck bitches. I want Taylor Swift to send me nude pictures. I want more money, I want more power. If I'm could chop, I want my own tower. I made it to the top with my middle finger. If you don't like me, then I don't like you either. This won't be my last year, the turn up just won't let me. I'm not yet a father, but your sister calls me daddy.
This won't be my last year, see this is a promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still promise you. Maybe 20 years, your daughter will be playing with my hologram. This won't be my last year, see this is a promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still have a legacy. Your daughter will rave to my songs while getting turned on ecstasy.
This won't be my last year, I wanna be the president. I wanna see more tits than a plastic surgeon. I wanna swim in cash, I wanna swim in papers. I wanna buy a lake, I wanna buy the Lakers. I made it to the top with my middle finger. If you don't like me, then I don't like you either. This won't be my last year, the turn up just won't let me. I'm not yet a father, but your sister calls me daddy.
year, citizens and promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still promise you. Maybe 20 years, your data will be playing with my hologram. This won't be my last year, citizens and promise. 5 years in, I'm still here, I'm gonna win, I got this. Even if I die tomorrow, I still have a legacy. I gotta overdo my songs while getting taped on ecstasy. This won't be my last year. This won't be my last year. This won't be my last year. This won't be my last year.
Where are we?
Pretty little mama got a smile on her face. Big around the booty, but it's small around the waist. Oh, good Lord, what a fine display. If you're looking for a dime piece, heard that they out there now. Heard that they out there. Well, alright. Far out. Baby can't be mad at me for staring at the chest. What the fuck you doing here with all that flash? Oh my goodness, I'm so obsessed. If you're looking for a dime piece, heard that they out there now. Heard that they out there. Well, alright. Far out. And if you feel me, you can holler. And if you feel me, you can holler. I made a piss and vinegar, so I need some sugar. I don't see no evil, I deserve me a looker. The whole club crunk, gotta get on down. Every once in a while, man, I heard that they out there now. The boy is so hungry and she looking like a meal. If she wanna ride, I can let her take the wheel. Oh, that body is so unreal. If you're looking for a dime piece, heard that they out there now. I heard that they out there. Well, alright. Far out. Bet $100 at a skincare now. Don't look in her eyes, she's the devil herself. Oh my Lord, I'm going straight to hell. If you're looking for a dime piece, heard that they out there now. Ooh, heard that they out there. Well, alright. Ooh, far out. And if you feel me, you can holler. And if you feel me, you can holler. I made a piss and vinegar, so I need some sugar. I don't see no evil, I deserve me a looker. The whole club crunk, gotta get on down. Every once in a while, man, I heard that they out there now. I made a piss and vinegar, so I need some sugar. I don't see no evil, I deserve me a looker. The whole club crunk, gotta get on down. Every once in a while, man, I heard that they out there now. Hold on.
Now that we can see it all, like we're flying up through the air. Used to think I needed these walls. Baby, can you hear me call? I know that we might crash and burn. Used to think I needed these walls. Now I let them go in the free fall. Now that we can see it all, like we're flying
about me. That's my favorite subject. I don't know if you picked up on that yet or not. I never said I had a business mind. I just don't believe that quitting time exists. Ain't no finish line to this. You gotta give me mine. I really shine. My given time is this. Live and die with the grind, driven by the fist. Where do you place my name if I never played your game? We don't race the same. I don't run inside no painted lane. Plus y'all pace is strange. Y'all either stop or you sprint. Run when it's sunny and hot if it changed the rain. I wouldn't be half the Ali that I am if I slowed myself up and tried competing with these people, fam. I'm every bit as unconcerned as they are unprepared. Market
but it needless to say I wasn't scared. This all dropped the same day, I don't fucking care. Put listening stations in the store and let the public hear. Better yet, let's have an in-store performance. Make it oranges to oranges, me dwarfing your endurance. After that, we'll shoot the shit with our supporters and see how many more discs of yours the indie stores order. See, you already know I out-rap them. On the low, we outwork, outthink, and outclass them. And I promise if you take me home, I'll sing you a song. Never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone. I'll sing you a song. Never leave me alone. And I promise if you take me home, I'll sing you a song. Never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone. I'll sing you a song. Never leave me alone. Nobody's doing this thing exactly like we do. They do it. They ain't doing it like us.
Hello?
My personal pedigree so bona fide, cause a man of my stature ain't grown overnight. The undisputed king of where poor folks reside, because every time I speak it be hope vocalized in you. Sitting bitch with them chickens about it isn't fair. The sound system ain't shit, but I was crystal clear. We first name basis soundman, we bring them beer. Plus I tipped them 50 last semester when the click was here. Listen here, I ain't gonna give you all the secrets. Just these few examples help me illustrate my pretense. Our strength is unrelated to your weakness, cause you'll never be a worthy pool appears to be competed with. I see my shit with Sunhouse and Sil Johnson and always lose. I done lost face too, but I'm sporting they shoes, so let me remind you, them little kicks you trying to fit, we outgrew them shits in high school. Man, take me home, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. And I promise if you take me home, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. I don't think I'm arrogant, man. I think I just, I do what the fuck I does, man. That's just kiss my ass. All I care. It's of foremost importance. There is none like unto the brother out this motherfucker, regardless of stop all the nonsense. You see me lounging, call rhymes, say his office, I've officially lost it. They say my reputation precedes me. I don't know the meaning of off season. I ain't taking it easy, ain't taking a day off. Never had an off night, never been laid off. I live on the job site, it all pays off. The when I sprint through the spotlight and see your lips are moving to the true shit that I write. And we gon' be alright. Every night of my life is my night, cause I view the future like it's hindsight. I ain't waiting, I'm patiently persevering. I see greatness in the person in the mirror very clearly, and that's why I take this seriously. Baby, come near to me and truly, truly hear me. And I promise if you take me home, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. And I promise if you take me home, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone. Say, come on, baby, throw me a bone, I'll sing you a song, never leave me alone.
When stars come out, day turns to dust. When time slows down, my heart speeds up. The beat goes on, my feet don't stop till the early morning. The sun goes down, my future's bright, and I can't wait to see you tonight. The beat goes on, my feet don't stop till the early morning. When time slows down, my heart speeds up. The beat goes on, my feet don't stop till the early morning.
future's bright, and I can't wait to see you tonight. The beat goes on, my feet don't stop till the early morning. Bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. People are fake. Bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. Yes, I love this place, but I hate the city. Everything is perfect, nothing's really pretty. People are fake. Bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. Yes, I love this place, but I hate the city. Everything is perfect, nothing's really pretty. Pretty, 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 bitches love fame. Bitches love. People are fake. People are fake. Bitches love, bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name.
Dan Faber.
People are fake. People are fake. Bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. People are fake. Bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. Yes, I love this place, but I hate the city. Everything is perfect, nothing's really pretty. Pretty, 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 bitches love fame. Bitches love. People are fake. People are fake. Bitches love, bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name. People are fake. People are fake. Bitches love, bitches love fame. They wanna be your friend just to mention your name.
There we go. Shit. Yeah. Perfect. I never understood a lot, cause I didn't need a lot, have a lot. So I never cared a lot. Stumbled through a black hole and ended up in Camelot, where JFK had his head and he never got shot. It seemed perfect until the day came, until insane became the norm. God became forlorn, happened overnight as if someone flipped the switch, flipped the script on this shit. Cause even in the shade it is sunny, somewhere over the rainbow. Walking down this big road, I stare at walls at night, hoping they do not fall down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. See, I see through the looking glass defiant. I stand tall in the midst of giants, gargantuan, shot with an elephant gun. Smiley face till this face grew numb. I read books till my mind grew dumb. Went holy, so I speak in tongues. And it's hard to keep phoning when life move around you. All these emotions swirl about you like clouds do. Nothing to do, nothing to do. Never once occurred to me I've been staring out the window at a world that doesn't see me, and my skin can't feel the wind blow. Never once occurred to me I've been staring out the window at a world that doesn't see me, and my skin can't feel the wind blow. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Nothing's on my mind but the time. Usually a fool with it, watching seconds turn to minutes, watching ghosts become a finish, watching friends turn to villains. Back in the days of the sentence, I was dead and holding up the ceiling. Do you remember? Do you recall? No, I don't, more like it's deja vu. Walk across a barren world, people don't play outside anymore. Cause even in the shade it is sunny, somewhere over the rainbow. Walking down this brick road, hoping to find my way home. Somewhere over the rainbow, walking down this brick road, hoping to find my way back home. We're all we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. All we got, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. All we got,
little hurricane to pull your torso in the water. Don't run, just drips like rain. Still drips like a painkiller, drips to the veins. Fill it up with a bag of that happy stuff. Cause the way she runs out, you can tell she ain't had enough. Good times goddess, my goodness. Goth fingernail polish, autopilot footprints. With a smile that's stitched to the fabric of bedtime tales that keep them kids out of the attic. The mouth of madness, loud and manic. The motive of the bird holding south on the atlas. Picture a hole, put your hero in. Envision the goal, now zero in. Been watching your night train track for the last few stops with no desire to hop it. How did we end up in your apartment? Pocket full of gossip says this ain't smart. When it's all said and done, can't hit restart. But I'd be damned if I don't wanna kiss you hard. Should've known better not to fuck with you. Ain't got nothing but too much to lose. Lost in the rush, don't know what to do. That drug got you like I want you. Should've known better not to fuck with you. Ain't got nothing but too much to lose. Lost in the rush, don't know what to do. That drug got you like I want you. I've got a restraining order against Satan's daughter, and I keep it at the bottom of this Jameson and water. And when we get there, you can sit there and stare from behind your mascara and your thick hair. I'm aware of that pain you harbor, the same that gave game to the names you martyr. Apart from the details of substance and whatnot, I fucks with that hunger of love, pistol, gut rot. Bloodshot, give me one shot, my shot. Propped up on enough talk to make the time stop. The lines of chalk that Benjamin Mike Cop killed the illustrations on them neighborhood sidewalks. Then all of a sudden she got silent. Pupils like marbles hide behind eyelids. Getaway sticks go limp in whole place. That fucked up smile sucked up most her face. Truly beauty, the scene serene, and each criticism becomes redeemed. Swallow my words, no more judgment is through. Cause you look like what I feel like when I'm with you. Should've known better not to fuck with you. Ain't got nothing but too much to lose. Lost in the rush, don't know what to do. That drug got you like I want you. Should've known better not to fuck with you. Ain't got nothing but too much to lose. Lost in the rush, don't know what to do. That drug got you like I want you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Copenhagen Games. You guys heard the great intro there for the two finalist teams who have made it all the way through the brackets, all the way through the lower brackets as I tumble over my words because that's how excited I am, Ben. We are about to get the grand finals of Copenhagen.
We're going to get the rematch of the rematch of the rematch.
Yeah, man. It's like Inception finals.
It's insane. And, well, if the upper bracket final is any sort of indication, this final is just going to be absolutely insane.
That's what we're hoping for right now.
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping for right now because it's been a long day for both of these teams. VP have played one matchup on the stage before they had to go into the battle with TSM, but TSM have been on that stage the entire day. So we're looking to see if they can actually, it's going to be a stamina game for TSM right now, and they're really going to be feeding off of the fans out here who have shown up at the venue live and who have been cheering for them because you guys need to make noise for TSM. They are running on empty right now.
Yeah.
So they need to get their heads in the game. They need to feed off that energy from the fans to be able to really take it to VP and get revenge for the last best of three.
Yeah, and one thing that's kind of scary for TSM is the fact that, well, they played the consolidation finals versus Dignitas under the domestic lineup, another rematch actually that we've seen earlier on stream. And they got off to the most awful start you can imagine.
Yeah, I think they lost like 6 rounds in Banana. It was really rough. Like the team just couldn't get in the game because you had like a 10-minute break after that winter bracket final, and then it's like go play the lower bracket final. Oh, by the way, it's a best of one, and your tournament life is on the line, and it's a domestic matchup because Team Dignitas are hungry and they're waiting.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna just mess you up, and that's exactly what we saw.
Yeah, because Dignitas actually won their T side 8-7, and at that point, I was really scared for TSM because we'd seen them struggle to close out versus VP, which is, well...
Well, that was like the 50-50, right? Just like, okay, coin toss, who's going to take it? And then VP managed to battle it out and actually pick up a couple of key rounds, and that was it for Cash, right?
Yeah,
they went to map 3.
But TSM were never in a position versus Dignitas where they were actually ahead after that first half, so it was really looking grim for them, and they managed to bring it back. I think Device he just went Super Saiyan in that second half, and on the T side, he basically just he imposed his will on Dignitas and, well, willed his team into the finals.
Well, that's the power that Device has, right? And especially in that kind of scenario, right, where you've got Device and Mini Device, they're both going at it together, and it's like the battle of wills. But at that point, I think Device was just not going to let it happen. He was not going to let his team get knocked out of the tournament after a loss like that to Virtus.Pro in the winter bracket final, losing to Dignitas, a team that they destroyed earlier the same day, just dismantled.
Yeah.
They were not going to lose. So Device decided to take it in his own hands. That T side looked phenomenal for TSM, and they do have a really solid Inferno T side. It's just, I guess, when Device gets all powered up, right, over 9,000, he just starts wrecking heads, and then there you go. You're back in the grand finals now. You're in it versus VP. Now, just to break things down for you guys can see all 3 maps on your screen there in the overlay. So Cobblestone, Inferno, and Mirage are going to be the 3 maps that we wound up with. And the advantage that was gained by coming through the upper bracket was the fact that VP got to pick a map first, just fresh from the pool, and then ban 2 maps.
And that's a pretty advantageous position to be in. Some people might think, well, it's not going to matter that much. Both teams are good on several maps, but the one thing that TSM have been very, very clear on the entire time is that they don't want to play Cobblestone at all, and especially not versus VP.
Yeah, that's the thing, because VP are one of the best teams in the world on Cobblestone. Those guys, they wreck on that map. They are very good. They've put plenty of time into it. It's going to be really interesting to see because Cobblestone did get a couple touch-ups with the last update as well.
That's true.
There have been some shifts there, so we'll see how VP choose to incorporate that into their game. Whether it's really going to matter versus TSM, who just are not feeling comfortable on that map at all, it's not going to be a top-tier matchup to start things off. This should be a clear victory for VP, and then it's going to come down to TSM battling back on their pick, which is Inferno.
Yeah, and obviously, in the first best of 3, we saw VP actually banning out Inferno. But the weird thing is, when they played at Starladder, the one map that VP actually picked up was Inferno.
Yeah.
They won that map 16-12. So in the first upper bracket final, but they let it go through for the finals. And that was a bit surprising to me.
I think they're just they're stretching right now. They're reaching because what was banned out actually from VP. It's sounding like we had the knife round going there because the crowd just started cheering. Of course, you guys can see the players' monitors. You guys have us right now, but we should be getting into the pistol right now fairly soon.
I actually think it was TSM to win the knife round there.
Yeah, we might have to rejoin. Oh no, there we go. We got it. All right, so basically, this is going to be really rough then in that case. I mean, still, like, if TSM won it, they're going to get the CT side. But again, T side is really strong for VP. They've got all the experience going into this map right now, and they're focused. They've had a win, and they've had a long break, and now they're going to be able to come into this this series fresh on a map that they really are favored on. Going into the remainder of it, I mean, after that, basically, it was probably like Nuke and Dust 2 that were banned out by VP. So then you go into it where you're TSM, you get that one pick. What are you going to pick? I think they just wanted to go for Inferno. They're just like, well, we just beasted, we just beat up Dignitas on the map. We're clearly confident on the map right now.
Yeah, it's shown a good trend as of late on it as well.
Yeah.
So, and they've said it themselves. Everybody keeps vetoing Nuke versus TSM, but they feel that Inferno is their strongest map.
Yep.
So that's going to be the lifeline for TSM. Cobblestone is going to be an extremely hard task to actually grab away from the Polish team, I think. And then we have the final map, obviously, being Mirage. And we've already seen the teams duke it out on that once, and that one in the favor of TSM.
That was the surprising result. I think we were all expecting VP to be the winners there, but because it is kind of like a home map for them as well, they are really solid on it. But we shall see if we get to Mirage. If we get that far, already we have to see about the first map here. And it's going to be TSM.Kinguin starting off on the CT side, VP on the T side. And already we can see Virtus.Pro gathered up outside long, which has recently been altered. But they're gathered up outside long looking for a rush.
And look at the weaponry of Device. Actually picking up a duels. This is the first time we've actually seen him use it this tournament.
Now we have to see if they're going to be able to hold on here. Device gets overrun completely. Pasha landed the headshots as well. There you go. Zipnix drops the bomb carrier. That bomb has now been dropped out in the middle of no man's land. And his smoke is there as well. And Zipnix gets overwhelmed. Pasha just comes charging through and picks up 2 kills. Cajun B is now going to be the last man alive here for TSM in drop room, but he's about to get flanked out as well. Neo is holding this angle. If he shows himself, he's gone. But he will get flanked, and Taz is going to find the last kill. 4 remaining members there for Virtus.Pro, and that goes about as clean as possible for the Polish team.
We talked about the fact that TSM won knife, so they get to start CT side, but given how Cobblestone has played out after various changes to the map, it's not really that big of a difference. We've seen several teams, especially during the major in Katowice, that teams can actually bring it back on the T side. So VP being the favorites on this map, they're probably just, as fine as is.
It's kind of that Dust 2 scenario, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're completely fine starting off on the T side.
Oh, nice flash there to open things up, and Device once again just completely annihilated. He's had zero say in how these rounds have gone so far. Dupree doing the best he can, hits a random headshot onto Bialy up close with that 5-7. And Zipnix with the scout, not going to be able to deny the bomb plant this time around. So the remaining 2 members here for TSM just doing the best they can to hold these angles. Cajun B, however, going to get overwhelmed by Snacks. And the knife kill coming in for Pasha.
Insult to injury right there.
Oh, that is big.
That's so much money as well. Not only is it a bit humiliating and a big boost for VP, but it's also a massive amount of money going to the pockets of Pasha.
And you can see, I mean, basically, you don't want to be giving money to Pasha right now because that makes it that much easier for him to get his AWP. And I think that's the big reason why Pasha's like, whatever, I'll go for an MP7 this round, see if I can't even make even more money. So we have 3 SMGs actually picked up here for VP, a pistol and a Galil to work with, and they're deciding to change it up. This time around, they're heading over to that A site. But there's only one man who's upgraded his pistol, that's Dupree on TSM. The rest of them are just packing standard issue. So it's going to be a bit easier here for VP to walk up onto this site and start manhandling the CT side.
Carrigan is popping up from behind here, so he might be able to find a frag or 2.
Really going to be down to Kerrigan, yeah, and he is not going to be able to get much more than that. It is only Bialy getting picked up.
And you can tell VP already flustered with cash at this point. So they're going to be happy about how those ecos played out, or anti-ecos played out.
They even saved the Galil off of Bialy. That's the big thing there. Neo, who only had the Deagle, he's like, yoink, okay, take that. And then really, you only lost a couple grand if that. So nicely done there by VP to manage their funds. You can see that 7,000 is still left on Neo after that.
Yeah, and similar to what we saw in the first 2 rounds, Virtus.Pro setting up with some set smoke towards that B-bomb site. But they also have Pasha and Bialy hanging back towards the middle area, just waiting to see if anyone from TSM is going to poke out aggressively. And one thing that's actually surprising about the way TSM plays this CT side is that normally you'd see someone push aggressively into A-apps just to get information, get an early pick, something like that. But that's actually, but that's not happening from TSM. They're preferring to play passively, which is something that works really nicely for them on other maps.
and which is going to give Virtus.Pro a lot of room to move around on this map. A lot of confidence as well. If they can get right up on top of these sites, we've seen how it's gone so far, the pistols and the anti-ecos, and now it's going to continue that way. Kerrigan does manage to fall back through that smoke, but Device, we can see him now having taken a passive position, holding on the site itself. He's going to get headshot by Snacks. Kerrigan not able to cover his flank, and this is Kerrigan actually managing to step in and pick up one, but it's just this series of trades, and if VP can continue to keep ahead with the kills, this is what happens. Although Sipnix and Cajun come back in and make it a 2v2, but this has turned into a complete and utter brawl. And it's going to be this 1v2 scenario where Cajun steps in, looking for that long-range shot, and he nearly gets it onto Pasha. Taking the fight as well, but he runs out of bullets, and Bialy will win the duel in the end. 4-0 for Virtus.Pro going into the 5th round.
Yeah, definitely got the start they were looking for, and that VP push towards the B-bomb site seems, well, pretty much unstoppable for TSM right now. They haven't really found any openings at all. The 3 guys who initially hold that B-bomb site just get taken out in an instant. And you'd have to imagine that TSM are going to swap around their positions, perhaps play a bit deeper into the B-bomb site and get some different angles to work with, because what they're doing right now is not working at all.
You can see them dodging the initial nades there, but again, Kerrigan and Device, yeah, holding up close. Sipnix holding towards mid here, making sure that nobody can really peek in there. Cajun B is actually going to push up close to the doors. Now we got to see, running headshot onto Taz, that's going to wake him up. Drops him down to 62 HP, so nicely done there by TSM. But at the same time, it doesn't look like VP are too flustered, and it doesn't look like VP are interested in changing up their strat either. As for the time being, they are gathering again once more outside of B site.
Yeah, and this was the recipe for success versus TSM in the upper bracket finals as well. If they find something that works, you don't really go away from it, because there's no reason for you to do that until TSM actually adapts.
See now, Kerrigan, he needs to hit some very difficult shots here. And Dupree holding that angle as well. Good peek by Bialy, gets dropped down to 2 HP, and they're still hanging in here. TSM putting up much more of a fight, slowing down the push for Virtus.Pro, but Virtus.Pro taking advantage of their rifles, taking these fights at range, trying to find the headshots, and there we go. One onto Kerrigan, Snacks just starting to rack them up. Device is going to get caught in cage and does manage to bring it back. But again, 1v2, these have been very expensive rounds, but they're not going to be able to go any further than that, TSM, and VP will carry on to a 5th round.
And right now, Virtus.Pro are just rolling. Pasha yet to die, and already on 11 frags.
Yeah, that's the real problem, right? Because when Pasha's hitting shots, that's when VP are at their most dangerous.
Yeah, and he was one of the biggest parts why Virtus.Pro were able to get back into that game versus TSM in the final, especially on Nuke, just hitting AWP shot after AWP shot. And again, Virtus.Pro deciding for the 2nd time this game to go towards the A-bomb site.
I like that, though. They decide to go for a little bit more of an aggressive peek there. Decent information gathered by Cajun. He does manage to spot out a couple members of Virtus.Pro, so he sees that there's a presence there. Pretty sure he spotted out Neo as well with that bomb, so VP going to change up his position real quick, make sure that they keep TSM guessing. And TSM kind of going for a catch-all approach right now. Kerrigan in connector, starting to head over towards that A site. Dupree and Device, however, taking some fire over on that B site. So TSM have got to be wondering right now, where exactly is this bomb going to go? With the smoke's going down as well, they're going to be fairly limited on information. Sipnix with a very on-high approach there from the A site, looking for a shot on the Pasha. Not going to get it, though. Pasha's just going to be walking his way forward with that AWP, looking to create an opportunity here for his team. And the bomb is making its way up towards A site as well. So they look like they are deciding to change things up here for Virtus.Pro. They're going to go towards that A site. Bit of a missed nade there by Snacks, looking to bank it into the back of the corner, but wrong place to go with it. And Cajun B is going to be able to take out Neo in the meantime. We do lose one member there. That's Dupree getting taken out by Taz and Link. And Cajun B comes back and takes out Snacks. Again, turning into the total outright brawl. But Device is going to lock it down with the remaining 2 frags. And TSM are now on the board. 1 round to 5.
And one of the biggest differences from what we've seen whenever VP went towards the B bomb site, they were actually really good at pushing out and getting onto the bomb site. This time around, it was kind of sluggish feel to it. They walked their way up towards that A bomb site, and that allowed for the TSM to rotate over. And by the time Virtus.Pro actually got anywhere near the A bomb site, TSM already had 3 people defending it.
It's a solid call. I mean, Virtus.Pro just looking to see if they couldn't catch TSM with the mind games, really. And at that time, it didn't go their way. And now they go back to what works. Flash out, Device taking heavy fire here. He's got to hold this angle, and he's not going to do it. He swaps out his gun at the wrong time, and Snacks gets the flying headshot. Bialy to open up on Kerrigan. Dupree comes rushing through the smoke and gets the double spray down, but Neo is there to shut him down. And the advantage is maintained by Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, and you can see Cajun's already rotated around. trying to come up from behind and surprise them, but Pasha's already heard this, and he's working on his own little backstab mission. And this is going to be really tough for VP because they know where Cajun is coming from.
You can see them already looking like they're going to be in position to deal with this. Snacks holding as well. He's going to get doubled up by Pasha. He's expecting he might head into drop room, but Pasha, he's trying to make up his mind right now. A little bit of hesitation. Snacks with a sick headshot on the Cajun B. And Neo with the spray down on the Sipnix. TSM just at a loss right now, really struggling to put anything together on this defense. I mean, even with Cajun B going for the flank, you're right, pointing out that Pasha was just there lurking as well, gathering all the info, allowing for VP to prepare themselves adequately, despite Dupree's best efforts here in the replay.
Yeah, and you could just tell that with that information VP had, they just kind of slowly moved down towards the entrance of B instead of holding what you'd call the normal after plant positions on this map.
And now look at VP, just going straight through onto the A site. Sipnix is going to hear this. He's trying to wrap back around through A apartments. He's going to have backup as well from Cajun. But they're going to just go crashing through, and Sipnix gets that headshot. Cajun B just splitting them up, and there you go. The crossfire is set, and Kerrigan just gets rushed through the smoke. Taz is going to catch him out, though. And they are able to stabilize somewhat, but there's an AK now up on Sipnix. We have to see if he's going to be able to put it to use. There's the one kill coming in from Sip, and he's able to get his eyes on that bomb as well. So long as he can keep alive and keep the pressure up on VP. The Polish team is going to struggle a little bit, but look at Pasha. He's going to get caught out by Device. Point blank shot with the Deagle. There's the headshot. And Snacks even gets tagged down to 7 HP as well. This is not looking good for Virtus.Pro. This would be a great way for TSM to come back into this game. If they could win an eco round, that would be huge for their money.
And not only the money, but motivation. And it would be entirely off of the work that Sipnix put in, really, that round. Those 2 frags he's picked up has been absolutely massive. And, well, Snacks has found an opportunity to actually turn it all the way around and walk towards that B bomb site. Now it's really down to TSM how quickly they can catch on to that.
It seems like now they're starting to figure it out. Now they decide to rotate Sipnix back.
And they're actually going to split themselves up. I'm not a big fan of this decision.
And there's a kill.
Works out in the end. But that could have been very scary for TSM because if they don't work together and just go as a unit, really, Snacks has 1v1s instead of a 2v1, so he actually has the opportunity to, well, it's pretty much all on him at that point.
The main thing there is that there was only like 12 seconds left for Snacks.
Oh yeah,
so
very true. So he had to choose one of the bottom sides.
Exactly.
But at this point, it's not like VP are going to be sad about having one eco. You're seeing how they have 6 rounds already.
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? They're like, okay, well, we could eco, but what the hell? Let's go ahead and buy. Let's just force up with everything we've got. So they would be ecoing if they were to lose this round, Virtus.Pro. TSM finally is, establishing some control in this half. Double AWP play as well from them. So this is going to be interesting to see how this develops.
And again, every time they fail towards A, they just go back to what they know, and this is the set B strat from VP.
And now they're going to slowly walk their way out. Device is going to miss that first shot, however. And Kerrigan holding up close, sprays down Bialy, but he's going to get taken out in turn by Neo with the Tech 9. Cajun B having a word, and they're just going to be able to just shut down this push. Virtus.Pro getting bogged down here. And again, we've seen them struggle. It's when they can't get that bomb onto the bomb site very quickly. That's when things turn south for Virtus.Pro. Neo, however, holding his own, takes out Dupree. And still a 2-on-3 scenario here. Taz and Neo doing the best that they can to play the angles, but Sipnix is going to shut down Neo. And this is just down to Taz now. He's already getting caught out. Great angle there by Device. And Device actually, he swapped back to an M4 for that kill. It's like enough of these AWP shenanigans.
And now they're actually they're going to continue with that double up. So Device does pick up that up after picking up Taz. And well, the crowd is actually kind of split right now.
Yeah, man, that Virtus.Pro fan is pretty brave as well. He's just going at it, belting it out, trying to hold his own.
No fear. And well, bit of a different setup from Virtus.Pro initially, but Device finally connects on the shot. He's missed a few opportunities there at the beginning of the rounds. But maybe this is the turning point for TSM if Device can actually hold off that entire long area by himself.
So far, a pretty solid defensive drop down. They're not really going to let anything go here. And there's the headshot. There's the follow-up kill from Device. And there we go, the anti-eco round to establish some form of control for TSM.
Yeah, and it has to be a good feeling to actually get through a round without losing a single member.
They're starting to chain rounds together, TSM. That's the important bit. An anti-eco round like that is just so important for TSM as well because it allows them to develop a bank. So now, even if they were to lose a round or suffer like heavy losses, lose 4 guys, they're going to be able to rebuy full. That's the important thing for TSM right now. They cannot afford to lose any momentum at this point. They really need to keep the pressure up on VP, but look at VP right now, setting up once again in long, looking to see if they can't catch somebody out perhaps. Molotov goes down, however, that's going to buy some time for TSM to get into better positions.
Yeah, and this time TSM has actually opted to change around plays a bit. It's KGB towards that B bomb side, and Device tried to get an early peek towards mid, but he's now stuck watching A-holes. He might actually run into Pasha in not too long.
Yeah, it's that AWP coming to the fore. But this is a good position for Device to be holding on as well with that AWP. Just a straight line through and through. And we'll have to see if Pasha can get clever with his positioning or with his use of nades to see if he can't take this corner, or if Device unscopes just as Pasha begins to push. This is wild. The Molotov goes down and Pasha has to roast. Pasha has to roast. Is Pasha really not going to roast there? Are you kidding me? No, there we go. Finally takes some damage. And it's just the all-out brawl. Sipnix is going to walk right into Pasha. Device, however, locking down the site itself. Not going to find the angle there. Drops down. Looking to see if he can't close up on somebody. He's going to drop the bomb carrier. Goes to it with the deagle. Taz gets the perfect timing to flank him out, however, and Snacks is there waiting for the rotator. KGB doesn't even see what hit him.
Yeah, overall, just unfortunate timing for TSM. If Device stays put there, might be able to find Pasha before BP actually gets any sort of traction towards that A-bomb site. And obviously, losing a guy holding drop room and basically protecting you from any potential backstab is not gonna help your case at all. And, well, same setup as always, really, for Virtus.Pro. The Ali and Pasha, Soul Warriors from VP towards that middle area, and the rest of the Polish members are gonna just hang around towards B.
Yeah, do what they can, really. I mean, look, they've got the bomb again. They've got all the all of the advantage going into this. Double op as well, which is just wild.
But that's surprising to see, especially with how they've been successful with on both bomb sites. It's actually just moving quickly onto the sites.
This is just the change of pace for Virtus.Pro. I think now that's like the release. You know, they've got 7 rounds. They might be thinking to themselves, we've got such a good lead. Excuse me. We have such a good lead at this point that we can afford to take a risk here and change it up a little bit. Really change it up drastically, because it's not every day that you see a double op play here on Cobblestone. So TSM, they might be caught off guard by this. TSM, in the meantime, they only have the AWP on Cajun, very light on nades right now. And as we get down to 40 seconds, the push is going to come in for Virtus.Pro, and there isn't a whole lot here for TSM to stop him.
And they're actually rotating over towards that A-bomb site. Now, all of B is open for Virtus.Pro.
Can they make the cross, though? Device steps out, and he walks right into Taz, who does not miss that shot. Dupree comes charging through in the drop room. He's going to win the battle, but then Bialy is there to return the frag, and the bomb is going to get planted, trying to deny it, but Sipnix is not going to get the right angle. He opens himself up, and Bialy is going to claim the remaining 2 TSM members. He's got their scalps on a belt.
Yeah, and one of the issues that TSM is having is that they're playing, well, similar to how they play on other CT sides on different maps. They're playing reactively. They're not really scoping out to get a lot of information during the CT setups. So you can see Cajun actually pushing aggressively towards A at the very beginning, but then he fell back towards the site. And the problem for the CTs in this scenario is the fact that you can get so far up towards that B-bomb site without being seen.
Well, this mix buy is really not working out for TSM at this point. Unless Dupree can really turn it around, he's going to be able to drop down and get eyes onto that site, trying to close around, but Pasha's holding the angle. Cajun B is holding from A long, and what a shot onto Bialy. Body shot and headshot to follow it up, and we're into a 4-on-4. They've got that bomb dropped in front of them now as well. Neo, however, will take out Kerrigan. And VP, they have so much time. They really can just play the time, not worry about these smokes, and make TSM sweat. All 4 members are gathered up here, and they're going to move as a unit. Every time they spot somebody out, they're just going to club them down.
And Device is yet to rotate, even though Dupree very clearly saw that bomb.
And Dupree, not a whole lot that he can do there versus 2 guns. Snacks with a great 180 shot onto Cajun B. And Device, he's got the M4, and he's just making, I mean, he's running away. He's going to get all the way back into T-spawn over here. About as far away from the action as he can possibly get. Is he going to go up into T-sniper? He just might. But he doesn't have an op. He's breaking the rules. You only go up here if you have an AWP.
Or a scout.
Or a scout.
Or not a sniper.
Or not a sniper. So you can trail.
It needs a scope.
This is like the troll position. I'm wondering if they're going to go and check for him as well. Like this angle that he's holding, look at this. I mean, really long shot. He's actually aiming into a tree as well, so.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how actively he's searching for anyone, but, you know, someone who might pop out of A-amps again. He's going to be content with just saving that M4. They desperately need it, and I mean, if you force up that last round, you might as well force up now as well. It's not like you're going to have a worse spike anyway, and you can see Cajun's actually forcing up, but for some reason...
The remainder aren't. What is this? Cajun has gone for a full force. Or has he just managed his money? Has he just brought his money back in line? No, he has gone for a full force, so very odd decision there. It's kind of wonky for TSM. And knowing Cajun, he might be in a bit of a hot-headed state, although I don't know why, seeing as how this is clearly Virtus.Pro's map.
No,
TSM can almost like brush this off their shoulders after receiving this beat down. Look at Zipnix's angle. He gets that point-blank headshot onto Neo. Very nicely done there. Good reaction. And Kerrigan not going to be able to land the shot. Snacks just demolishes him. Cajun now with that 5-7 gets absolutely done. He has nothing to do with that gear, or gets nothing done with that gear, rather. And now we go into the 15th round, and again, it's going to be the buy. 3 rifles here for TSM. Cajun once again going for the 5-7 and nades. And actually a pretty reasonable buy coming out, all things considered.
Yeah, well, that's coming from Device managing to save that 1 round and the 3 others not buying up in the 14th round. But TSM desperately need rounds now.
They have to get something done. They need that 5th.
But it's like you said, they know that this is VP's map pick. They know that this is their worst map. So how frustrated you're going to get? You can't really put that much into it, but look at Device.
Yeah, this is a great flank from Device. I'm sure he doesn't spot them, though, because of the door there. And instead, it's Bialy who just steps out and zones in on Device. What a spot from Bialy, and what a kill as well. That's going to really open things up here. Virtus.Pro can now go barreling onto that A side if they want it, although there is a great rotation coming through, but the kills are even better. And it's Zipnix alone trying desperately to take a fight. He's not going to win it. Pasha will catch the rotator out. That was Kerrigan, last man to leave that B site, and that is about as good as it gets for VP. 11-4 finish on their T side.
And if you're TSM, you're just going to have to look at this as, I guess, the advantage you normally get coming into, coming in from the lower bracket, that the other team is going to have 1 man up or 1 map up, and that's pretty much how you have to look at it. In fairness to TSM, it's actually going better than last time they played Cobblestone, which was back in when they were Dignitas and actually decided to just YOLO it versus Na'Vi and lost 16-1.
Yeah, I mean,
so
this is almost like Na'Vi and Nuke like a year ago, right? You know, they just never play it, and there you go. And if it winds up getting picked, it's going to be sad times. Well, that's the case now for TSM. Cobblestone is just not their map, and VP is the opposite for them. They love this map. They've put a lot of work into it, and you can clearly tell just how comfortable they are. They're basically just going through the motions right now. But we're into the pistol now, 16th round, and VP, they've already taken some damage onto Neo. He's been dinked. But they've got so much gear on their side. A good, healthy mix, actually, and this is looking like it's going to be the fake, actually. Look at this, go straight into connector, straight onto this A site, and there's only 1 man holding here. There's a stack on B site, but VP, that's not where you need to be. You need to be over here helping out your mate, and Neo just gets completely wiped out. This is all about the rotation now for Virtus.Pro in this very important pistol round.
Smart move from Cajun right there, just dropping the bomb over instead of risking it and running.
Well, this is like hot potato with the bomb right now. It's rugby. They're just chucking it all over the place to get that touchdown. What's it called? Okay, you're going to have to tell me during the break. But there we go. What a shot, though. Virtus.Pro, they're coming back into this. They're making it happen. Cajun B finds the headshot onto Taz, but Snacks is going to get bogged down in connector. Pasha will come in, and it's into a 1v1. Pasha no kit, though. And Cajun B decides to take the fight and win it. He will bring TSM back, winning the pistol round and giving them the start they need.
And that wakes up the crowd as well. So finally something to cheer for the Danes, and well, now we've kind of started. Now it's all about keeping this pressure up, and one of the things that they really struggled against versus VP in the upper bracket final was actually holding on to that advantage after winning the pistol. They lost 3 anti-ecos in that upper bracket final, so even though they won 6 out of 6 pistol rounds, they only took advantage of 3 of them.
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? And you're almost saying you can count on it. It's like clockwork at this point. You know, win the pistol, lose the anti-eco.
Yeah.
Is it going to change here for TSM? They've actually gone for a P90 on Device. He has no soul. He's just going for it.
And a bit of a difference in Virtus.Pro's buy is the fact that they don't have a scout this time around, which did massive work for them in the upper bracket finals. Pasha's opted to go with a Nova instead.
And Device not going to get too lucky there with his spray. Doesn't actually catch out Neo, who gets chased around the corner with 40 HP left on him over on the A side. So Device is going to be the lurker in this situation. Instead, it's going to be TSM. The rest of them, all 4 members, just going to go barreling out onto this B site. There is a bit of a defense setup here. However, Kerrigan does manage to take out Pasha. So there's a strong start here for TSM, but then the flank comes through from Taz. He's going to be able to light up one. Does he get the reload off in time? It looks like he will. And Neo has been caught rotating through, but this is now going to be Bialy locking down the site itself into a 3-on-3. Although Cajun B on high, getting the frags. Dupree as well is there to help, and Snacks is now all by his lonesome, but not for long. Cajun B is going to send him to the grave with the rest of his team, and TSM survived the anti-eco round. They don't get the plant in the end, but what's important is they get another round up on the scoreboard.
No, that really is all that matters. And if they can actually come away from this map with, well, 5 more rounds, for instance, if they can get to 11, they know that they've actually put some pressure on Virtus.Pro on what is their best map compared to, well, at least against TSM. And that has to be a good feeling going into the 2 next ones, where you know that you feel strong and you've actually beaten Virtus.Pro on those very maps.
Is it going to be Mirage all over again?
Who knows?
Are they going to win on VP's map?
Very well be.
I mean, that would be wild, just straight out wild. Kind of like as wild as Dupree's spray right there. He gets the job done eventually, but man, he dropped very low on HP, down to 4. Sipnix might be taking this fight very soon here, and he is going to peek out and take out Taz. Snacks in mid, and he's got his teammate there as well. Neo watching his back, but Device is going to walk in, and Cajun's going to pick up the kill onto Snacks, and that is going to be a 7th round for TSM. Well-paced, taking their time and just getting the frags, making sure that they keep everybody alive. And you can really see the impact that that's having on their money now. They are starting to get to the point where they can afford to go for a full rebuy if they were to lose this round, because this is going to be Virtus.Pro's first rifle round here. Yeah,
and Sipnix actually opting to grab Device's P90. So, yeah, trying to save money wherever they can, and that's kind of similar to what Neo did with picking up Bialy's Galil.
It's all about managing it.
Yeah, and it seems like TSM actually has a really similar setup to what Virtus.Pro did for the major part of their T-half. Device and Cajun being the 2 guys towards mid on A, and the rest of the team working up some sort of a concoction of nades and whatnot towards that B-bomb site.
They have so many nades to use as well. Sipnix even has the Molotov. We'll see where he decides to use that. Smoke goes down, however, to block off Link, and now they start working. There it is. Sipnix trying to check that angle with the Molotov. He's not going to find anything, however. Kerrigan on the hunt for Bialy, and Bialy just all the way back in the corner. Kerrigan, the timing could be wild right now. If Bialy steps out at just the right time, this could be devastating for the TSM push. But there's Taz taking the fight straight up versus Dupree in the drop-down room. He steps around, but there you go. They line up for him, and Bialy drops the bomb as well. That's what we're talking about with timing. And that is what we're talking about with timing right there. Bialy stepping out at the perfect time to just ruin TSM's plans. 20 seconds left here for TSM to have some kind of impact in this round. It's going to be down to Device and Sipnix. Device working his way closer, but 16 seconds, they just don't have any time. The Sipnix getting caught out as well, down to 8 HP, and he is going to get caught out by Snacks. 10 seconds left, and Device is just lurking at this point.
Yeah. And the lurk from Device has actually been so slow that it actually became very apparent very obvious for the BP side that, this is about to happen. So you could tell that Snacks was very aware of what was incoming from that A-bomb site.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, well, got to give it to Bialy, but also got to give it to Taz to step out, take the fight initially, and draw TSM's attention to himself. And that, you can see, prompted the remainder of TSM, the remaining 2 members, to start pushing out on that long haul to get to be there basically to support their teammate, maybe get the refrag onto Taz. And Bialy just strikes at the perfect time to drop that bomb. And it basically makes the round unwinnable there for TSM for the remaining 2 members. So thankfully, TSM have the bank to fall back on here, and we can see that they've managed to get quite a healthy buy together. But now it comes down to landing the shots, and Cajun B is going to start off strong and take out Snacks to begin.
And Bialy's actually going into the same position that he used the last round, so you're going to have to assume that TSM are aware of what might be around that corner. And there we go. Bialy pops out as the Molotov goes through and picks up Kerrigan, and Pasha follows up as well with the frag onto Sipnix. And all of a sudden, that early advantage that Cajun gave them has just evaporated.
They don't have anything to go off of anymore.
And Neo is also out for blood. He's already rotating around. VP have just full control of what TSM are doing.
Wow, and Cajun B, the presence of mind.
Yeah.
the presence of mind to turn around. Dupree taking some unnecessary damage there from that Molotov, getting dropped down to 75 HP, but we're into the 3-on-3. There's a pop flash from Pasha trying to take the fight behind it. He's going to step out, and Device is there with the pre-fire. Device, in fact, with the double kill, takes out Bialy. And now Taz holding that line. Nearly drops the man with the most HP, and now he can take this fight if he wants. The smoke goes down to block him off, and he's just got to buy the time. Stop that bomb from getting planted. Drops it out in no man's land, and Device now has to run forward. But there's another flash. He's got to pick up that kill too. And Taz, all he has to do is survive 1v1, and Cajun B is gonna find him in the end. Gets the read and puts just a couple of shots through that smoke. They happen to hit Taz, and he saves it.
What a time to actually hit those shots. And I'm starting to get really worried for TSM because the guy with the most HP had 20 HP, the next guy 9 HP, and then one guy, well, everyone was just horrifyingly low on HP, and Taz just kept going ever so slightly down on HP because he 32 and then down to 12.
Yeah, everybody just beat up.
Yeah, it was basically at the end there, that 1v1 was just who can connect with the first shot. Doesn't matter where you hit them.
We'll talk about that right now. Although this is an eco round out of Virtus.Pro. Bialy is going to be able to put that CZ75 to use, however, and pick up a kill on Dupree. But Device comes right back, takes out Neo, and it's going to be Snacks and Bialy left. Last two members alive here for Virtus.Pro in this eco round, and the best they can hope for now is to see if they can't go for some kind of cheeky boost. And look at this. They're going to go boosting up here. Snacks trying to take a look. He's going to get up there, and this could be a little bit of a faster flank coming through.
It was actually, oh no, looked like he wanted to turn around there for a second. But yeah, he's going to start the hunt for TSM members, and he might actually be able to find Sipnix if Sipnix stays around in the middle area right there. As of right now, the rest of TSM moving fairly quickly up on that A bomb side here, so they should get a bomb plan without too many issues.
Wow. Bialy, sick shot with the CZ there, the headshot on Device. He's looking for more, but Cajun B is going to show that the AWP is actually a pretty good gun.
Yeah, and Snacks opted to take the long route. So he's going to be in A-holes, and he's going to have a run-in with Cajun here if he moves a tiny bit forward.
He's holding this angle for now. I mean, with that AK, he just wants to catch them trying to move off that site to avoid that bomb blast. This is a smart move from Snacks. This is an eco round. He doesn't need to just take big risks and try running in.
No,
he can hold angles.
And he's already just found his AK, so he's going to be happy about that. And now he finds Cajun as well.
Not going to get the follow-up, and they will be able to save the AWP. So that was very important there that TSM managed to hold on to that sniper rifle to hand it off to whoever wants to use it, whether it be Device or Cajun. And it looks like Cajun is going to continue opping here for TSM.
Oh, he's been doing a good job of it so far, so no real reason to actually swap it around. Sure, Device can absolutely go mental with that weapon, but if Cajun is showing to be the stable option as of right now, that's the way you go. And TSM actually picking up 5 rounds in the first 6 of the second half. Really showing a good start. Actually, if they pick up one more round, they're going to be in the exact same position as Virtus.Pro found themselves in. And VP back to Eco once again. Taz actually buying up armor as well.
Yeah, Taz just looking like he wants to even out the money. So
yeah,
that's perfectly fine. I mean, what's going to be important is this next round, basically the 23rd, when Virtus.Pro can put together a buy. They have to start having an impact here. I'm just really impressed with TSM's T-side round. I mean, versus Dignitas, they beasted them on T-side. I mean, they're looking very good when they are the aggressors. The CT side, however, somewhat of a struggle. But then again, when you're not used to the map, if it's not one of the maps that you practice, the rotations, the timings, the angles that you hold, all of that, it's very difficult to put together on the spot, on the fly. Well, let's see now. Just flashes through, trying to go for the banks, and Sipnix kind of messes up the timing there. Flashes himself. That's not going to matter, however, as Taz is going to be there to go ahead and make sure he doesn't have to worry about that ever again. Instead, it's going to be Neo getting caught out at range. Device is going to find him. And Pasha, Taz, Bialy, the last 3 members alive here for Virtus.Pro in this eco round. Kerrigan making sure that they can't push through and trying to stop this bomb plant from going down. Just as I say it, there it is. Bomb is planted, and now Bialy not going to have any luck. Great shot there by Kerrigan, checking that angle. And it's down to Taz now to hold on to an AK.
Yeah, and he's, well, just going to sit back and relax and try to save that AK because he pretty much has a already full buy in his hands right now. As long as he survives, then it doesn't look like TSM are interested at all in chasing after him. And there's no real reason either. They know that Virtus.Pro are going to have the money to actually buy up in any case come next round. So just a very good situation for both in that sense. TSM get the round they want, and Taz manages to hold on to an AK.
This is very much like a brute force method coming in from TSM. No subtlety. Really just like, we're going to shoot you in the face, and there you go, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to get at, right, when it comes down to, you know, experience on the map. You know, CT side, you have to really set up the angles. But on T side, sometimes it can just come down to, you know, are you actually winning the duels or not? If you peek around a corner, you know, do you get the job done?
Yeah, you can look at it this way, that to defend on CT side, you have to make it into science. And when you're on the T side, you can kind of ballpark it.
Yeah. And TSM just seem to be so good at it as well. Because once again, we find themselves kind of like grouping up. And this is one thing, the key aspect for TSM as well, is just the fact that they fall up so that if they get themselves into that situation where they have to take a fight, they're going to be able to trade off of that frag. One guy goes down, but so long as they trade, they're going to keep the advantage on their side. And that's what TSM are going for right now. But here we go. The big round, Virtus.Pro need to hold with a minute left. And the way that they've gone for this is double off. And there you go. Pasha chimes in, takes out Kerrigan. And there's the start Virtus.Pro we're looking for. With a minute left on this clock, TSM are a man down, and this is going to make their lives much more difficult, especially if Neo lands that shot, but he misses it. Very close call there. Not sure if he spotted out the bomb. I don't think he did, but...
Well, this looks to be a similar strat from TSM as they did in the pistol round. Sipnix is going to work as the split.
Yeah, exactly.
In a lot of ways. Unfortunately, they don't have 5 members, so it's not going to be that much of an oomph behind the push they're about to mount, but...
It's like if he can just buy the time, he needs to win that fight, but he's not going to get it. Taz peeks out, catches Sipnix as the smoke clears. And now the fresh smoke goes down here for Cajun to block off this rotator, but there's already 2 members alive on this A site here for Virtus.Pro. It's going to be incredibly difficult to break this line. Snacks is going to take Dupree's face off, and there's Neo chiming in with the AWP. Cajun, AWP of his own, but he's 1v4 right now, and with 10 seconds left on this clock, he only has to sit there and die pretty much. Neo changes up the angle, hunts him down, and that's going to be Virtus.Pro with 13 rounds.
Yeah, 13 rounds for VP, but...
Whoa, and they're going for... Okay, we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, well, even though they're on 13 rounds, that's only the second round, really, off the CT side. So even though overall the numbers look impressive, it's not really been that good of a start for Virtus.Pro at all. It's TSM who's been in the driving seat the entire second half.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, it's just brute force, the brute force method. And when Device is pissed off, magical things happen.
And, well, TSM are going to need some magic if they want to take this map from them. You can see actually the double up setup, similar to what we saw VP do on their T side, and we talked about it. This is not normally something you see a lot of. And actually it's Carrigan, not Device, who picks up that second ult.
That's the one. That's what I was going about, right? It's not Device. It's actually Kerrigan who has it. So Kerrigan has shown that he can op. He has used it frequently throughout the tournament. So I mean, it just seems like a comfort thing at this point. He's like, okay, time to shift up our game. Let's see if we can actually go for a double op and make it work. Or you could just use the Tech 9. Sipnix threw an edge on the smoke there, catches out Taz. And now drop-down room could be weakened here. Taz, the man who holds this position, Bialy has to change up his now, and they're just rotating an extra man through. There could be the potential flank coming in from Snacks, the mastermind, with the smokes. He's going to be dancing on the edge there, but Bialy closes out Sipnix to start. Pasha going to lose the duel, but Bialy comes right back in, takes out Dupree. Second frag for him, and Snacks is here to back him up now. The defense is getting stronger, but Kerrigan takes out Bialy, and it's a man advantage now for TSM. 30 seconds left, and they're going to get the bomb plant. Not a lot that VP can do to stop it. No, I lied. Snacks, somehow he peeks out, and with 2 guys watching that angle, he gets that kill and stops that plant. Nice follow-up by Cajun, though, to peek and take out Neo. And we're into a 2-on-1. Once again, can he hold the angle, though, Cajun? Or is he going to unscope? He's going to miss the shot, and he nearly loses his teammate in the mix, but he will get the kill in the end. And 2 kills for Kerrigan, 2 kills for Cajun B. I guess the double op play was the right call in the end.
And it definitely seemed to work out. Carrigan getting that frag onto, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Pasha who was playing by that hen house at the back of B-side. Absolutely massive frag. And Cajun obviously with that peek onto Neo. Not too shabby either.
Really straight up.
Yeah, and for a second there I thought, well, VP had solved it. As soon as Bialy manages to pick up the 2 guys in from drop room, that means they can fully focus on everything that's going to come out from long hauls on B. But still, Cajun working some magic right there.
I'm surprised. I'm sure that Dupree was wondering, you know, where the hell is my cover? I've got 2 guys with ops. How the hell does that guy peek out and kill me while I'm planting the bomb? So maybe a little moment's hesitation there, but Cajun is there to save the day. And we have to give him, you know, we have to mention him as well. He's been doing terrific work throughout this T half.
And you can see Eco, well, as good as an Eco really for Virtus.Pro. It's only Taz with any gear at all, and he's got a Colton and Neo's going to go down, and TSM pushing aggressively through towards that A bomb side, and you can see the rotations coming in from VP already. Pasha pushing aggressively into B, and well, seems like TSM are not gonna really take that into notice at all. They're just gonna continue to push onto the A bomb side here.
Yeah, and they're walking into the best defended side as well. I mean, considering Taz has got an M4 to work with, so he could do some damage if he finds the correct angle here, but it's just going to be a complete whitewash. Device and Dupree walking in, putting those AKs to work. And now Bialy, the last man here with the 5-7. Best he can hope for is to catch out Device, maybe, you know, tag down the guy who's low on HP. I mean, really, what can you hope to do here with the 5-7 1v5? So it looks like the call is to just change up the angle, maybe try and catch somebody out. He's looking for the exit frag, and that's about where it ends. But that was another eco round for Virtus.Pro. So really, you know, it's expected that TSM are able to walk up and just impose their wills.
It really was, and well, you're going to see a buy coming in from Virtus.Pro, but they've been struggling massively on the CT side so far, and well, for a map that's their actual map pick, you would assume that they've had the CT side locked down better.
That's what's wild, right? But that's what's happening. That's like the combination. You know, now it's going to be Virtus.Pro. They come into Inferno or something, and they have to like win that. These teams, they're winning their opponent's team and then losing their pick. It's just, well, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves here because it's not over yet. The first map is still going. But Virtus.Pro right now, they've just not been able to get anything going for themselves on their CT side, whereas TSM have just like nearly pulled off one of the sickest comebacks, at least to tie it up in the rounds. Now we have to see them actually continue to press forward, push the advantage.
And look at the kind of fly that comes out from Neo. He has to go with the shotgun, and oh, snacks in amps right there. This is something it did during the major as well with high success rate. He's the master of using smokes to his own advantage, but it doesn't seem like Cajun wants to fall for it.
That's also a really cheeky angle to hold there behind that waist bin as well. Only your like shoulder peeks out really. So if you're looking out from apartments into mid like that, it can get really tricky to spot that man out. But Device instead is going to be peeking into A apartments, and he picks up the first man. That Snack's getting caught out, but Neo is there to double down on this, and he's got the manliest gun, and he gets it point blank onto Device, and he just throws it away. Where are you going, Neo? Go get the gun. Okay, Bialy takes out Kerrigan in the meantime. And Neo has to actually make up his mind if he wants to press forward here and pick up the AK, and he will make it. But the smoke goes down to block off connector, and now they have to get in position here. Dupree trying to catch the man out. Looking to see if he can't catch out Taz, who's just peeking forward, trying to keep eyes on that site. Wild spray through the smoke, actually doing massive damage to Cajun B. And that Molotov slightly out of position, but Cajun is there. He's in position to get the kill on the Taz. And the flank coming in from Pasha, though. He finds a long-distance shot. Cajun B now holding on this site, and he's going to get the headshot, but it's a 1v2 scenario. He's got so little HP, and the headshot from Pasha, how did he even see it? Just annihilating Cajun. And there's the retake for Virtus.Pro.
And just like on Nuke, when it's needed the most, Pasha comes through in the clutch. 3 massive ult frags there, and well, first off, he actually saves Neo, because Sivnix was apparently aware of the fact that Neo was pushing around, so he was about a half a second from getting that kill onto Neo, but Pasha comes in and saves the day.
And again, what is going on with Virtus.Pro's money?
They're actually going to, get an AWP on Neo, but Bialy's going to have to go with an SMG.
Yeah, Bialy with the MP7. Go for the MP9, Bialy. And then the 5.7 on Snacks. Double AWP, though, so we'll see if they're going to be effective with it. Neo missed the first shot, though, so an opportunity going to waste. But Virtus.Pro are going to be able to stabilize once again. And it's TSM instead gathered up outside along. So we'll see if they're going to have any luck pushing onto this site. They have had in the past, but there's the Molotov. Pasha doesn't care, though. Steps out, gets the kill onto Kerrigan, and even makes it out of there intact, only losing 50 HP. And that's not going according to plan. That's also TSM a little edgy here.
Now we see Dupree and Sipnix eventually drop into the drop zone here, and they're going to have to take out the defense from VP. Bialy has to go down.
This forces the rotation. Look at this. They're going to start pushing into drop down route, and there you go. Bialy takes out Sipnix with the MP7. Dupree, though, steps in with the double AK kill. They're clearing up this site. Smoke is down just long enough. And Cajun misses the shot, but Device doesn't. He hits that headshot on Taz, and it's Bialy now. 1v2. Again, a clutch scenario. And that bomb just now getting planted. And there's the shot from Cajun once again to lock it down. 2 kills going through. And Virtus.Pro, they're in the doghouse. Their money is wrecked.
And as I said, they needed to remove Bialy from the map in order to get any traction on the B-bomb side. Well, Dupree had something completely different in mind. He just took the detour back towards the A-bomb side and picks up 2 frags that way. And I guess that's an alternative way of finding the perfect solution.
That works, right?
Exactly. So just a really good play from Dupree to weaken the defenses of VP.
Bit awkward there for Device. Don't worry, we didn't see that. I approve, but it's all good. We'll let you off the hook this time.
And look at Neo pushing aggressively, but he's going to get caught out by Device, and that sends him packing as well.
It's a bit unfortunate there, though, because that would have flushed Neo out one way or another. Flick shot from Cajun. He's going to miss it. Gets tagged down. Actually, headshot there. This is a dangerous situation, in fact, but they're going to just fill that long hallway with bullets, and Kerrigan's going to pick up the kill onto Pasha. HG's going through. Dupree is going to take point, take out Bialy. Neo is gone. In the meantime, over on that A site, remaining 2 members are here on the B site for Virtus.Pro, though. Up close is Taz with the CZ75, and Snacks has got a USP, and they're looking for the angle. One man in Henhouse has been spotted out, and Taz trying to go sneaky, but he walks right into Snipnix. And that's going to be an easy frag there. Snacks with the USP. There isn't a whole lot he can hope to get done, and he's getting flanked as well. Device already hot on his heels, going through connector. He just goes for the run and gun fight. Takes a bullet to the face, though. If Snacks had had anything better, like a P250, Device was done.
Yeah, and I think Device actually has the slowest backstabs I've ever seen in my life. He really takes his time actually getting on there, and he's just mashing in that shift button, never letting go.
He wants to be there. Yeah, exactly, man. It's all about just like...
But it's working out for TSM, so you can't really blame them for what they're doing. Right now, they're getting control over that B bomb site whenever they want to, it feels like. And it doesn't really matter if they do it how they planned it or not, as long as one of the players steps up and gets multi-kills.
Well, this should be another round for TSM because they have so much gear. It comes down to the fights. And Device is going to take quite a bit of damage. Device is actually slowed down a little bit here.
Yeah, and Pasha has an AWP, and, well, last time he had an AWP, he did great things for VP, so we're going to have to see how this plays out.
Let's just look at, they have a single decoy. They have a single decoy, Virtus.Pro. It's all about the headshots here.
They have a heavy stack towards the B bomb site. 4 people already there. It's only Neo towards A. And if TSM don't recognize this, they could easily run into a bit of a trap from VP.
They don't have anybody out. They don't have any feelers out on the map to sense this, though, right now. TSM, they're going to go in blind. They're going to try and set this up with the nades and go in blind. They're going to walk right into the stack. Everybody here from Virtus.Pro, Neo's pushed out of apartments. He's getting information. He's telling his mates, stay put, hold the angles. They're going to walk into you. Pasha misses that shot, though. There's a smoke to create an opportunity here for TSM to start pushing. Taz, however, peeks out behind that flash. He's not going to spot anybody out, but there's Pasha laying into him. He catches it out. The double spray for Taz. And now it's Dupree and Sipnix. Make that just Dupree. And it's just a calamity. Virtus.Pro completely annihilate the push. TSM can't get anything done. Only losing Pasha. And there's the chant as well starting up.
Yeah. The crowd is still fairly split, actually, and I'm surprised we haven't had more noise from the TSM fans during this amazing comeback that they've actually mounted.
Yeah.
And it's still not over. This could easily go to overtime.
That's what I've been saying as well. You know, right at the beginning, it's like the TSM are going to need the crowd behind them. They need that energy because it's been a damn long day for them. Virtus.Pro, you know, they've actually succeeded in silencing the crowd, which is one thing we're always talking about.
No, they really have, and well, this time around, Virtus.Pro do have nades, they do have molotovs and all that good stuff, so they're not going to be stacking towards that B bomb side. You see Snacks already just kind of ready to rotate, really. But he's holding middle as of right now, and Devices, well, might actually sneak through that smoke, but for the most part, fairly standard setup from TSM. It's what we've seen them do time after time so far this time.
Kerrigan is going to be able to find a corner to hide in there. Sipnix actually beating out Taz, and a second Molotov goes down. Kerrigan is not going to make it out intact. Pasha's going to catch him out, and they're going to have to go ahead and pick up that bomb. Dupree is going to be the carrier here, but they're trying to work their way around to the A site here. Cajun B gets tagged down to 12 HP, though, and TSM, they're suffering some heavy damage here, and the peak. There's the angle, and the double shot! Neo! Double headshot, and he's going to be able to pick up the next one. No, he will not. But Sipnix is going to burn alive, and Pasha steps in for the last frag. Virtus.Pro, they made it interesting. All 30 rounds, but they will be picking up the first map, their favorite map, the map that they picked. And what a wild ride.
It really was, and the worst part, with TSM making it that close, I'm kind of worried for them. Like, are they going to be let down by the fact that they weren't able to make it all the way? Or are they just going to be happy about the fact that they really brought it to VP on Cobble?
Well, think about how frustrated they're going to be, because this is how the last series ended. The winner bracket, again, 30 rounds there.
Except that time they did have the lead. This time they were the team coming back in a massive way.
It's true. That was one hell of a battle, but there is definitely going to be a letdown. There's got to be a letdown. You know, you came that close. You nearly upset the team on their own map. There's going to be a bit of a letdown, but you're right. After that first half, they probably can take some positive notes and be like, okay, guys, now, you know, we've got our aim in, and that's the most important thing now. You know, we've got our aim in. We're going to go into our map, which is Inferno, the map that we picked, and that we have beaten them on in the past before.
Although everyone.
They just trash people on Inferno. So that's what has to be the mental game here. The Vice did start to look a little sluggish there towards the end of the half as well. So not quite hitting the shots like his teammates were, Cajun, Kerrigan, etc. But I think this is just, you know, stability. Problem is now, you know, they have to be able to come back into this mentally, seeing as how they're down a map. They're versus Virtus.Pro. They've already lost one best of 3 to these guys. You know, can they keep it alive? All right, well, now we're going to hear from Timo on the stage.
Obviously, the only thing better than a very close battle is if somebody decides to give away free shit, which one of our sponsors did. So, Vision Gaming have made a competition where you had to walk around and have your photo taken with some of their girls. And one of you did, specifically this guy. So if you're here right now, I'd like to see you on the stage. If not, I keep your computer. Like, literally, I will take it. No? Last chance? Oh, well, that's terrible, isn't it? It's nothing worse than someone winning and then they're not there to take the prize. But, well, in theory, he won a really, really nice machine that we will now somehow send with carrier pigeon or something. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can keep it, but I probably won't be allowed to. Anyway, we will be back just after this short break, so don't go anywhere.
Check it out now, this is a necessary change from the grim, simple, and plain. Gonna exercise that brain to break the chain. Pain is a part of game, no need to explain. We innovate to generate it intricately interwoven tapestry, musical and ethical epiphanies. The industry's minimal amount of muscle, listen with the anchor that can take it all away. The way the sun is black, I run a left, I run a sun, I turn it through a simple symbol, a simple sentiment. Adrenaline is coming back, I'm in a minute city. Would I die to be a superstar? I'd rather be a galaxy, but how you see it so dependent on the medicine and rhetoric and how I'm bending any second of your thinking is I'm sitting at the brink of this world is all asleep and I have no apologies. I breathe, keep my side on what we ride on. Let bygones be bygones, the migraines don't sidetrack my final destination. Nothing rivals for determination to exterminate the germination of a nation that accepts anything that's thrown in its fat face. Cause when there's nothing left, there's no more point to the rat race. We don't waste a minute of the day, don't be offended when I'm saying finish, send it all the way another stage. A creative, alternative, rated and graded, a crazy maniac melody getting all up in your face. Wait, success ain't only based on self-esteem. It takes a sense to differentiate between what's yours and someone else's dreams. I felt the screams climbing up my cold spine, saying now it's time. Gotta give it all my energy to get rid of the enemy and set it so. Here, here, yeah, yeah, yeah. People in the music and move it all together now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're ready to better kid in the highly original. Here, yeah, yeah, yeah.
old thing. Sick of the same old thing. Sick of the same old thing. Sick of the same old thing. Same old same old
Us and touch what we can't see. Twist that knife and watch them bleed. Lost inside, it's way too deep. Someone choke me, help me breathe.
I can't find my way back to you until you make amends with the demons you've been through. And I can't regret leaving you alone until you find your way back home.
The crowd has woken up.
The beast has awoken.
So apparently a few people thought there was not enough support for TSM during that comeback. So they decided to give Thundersticks to everyone.
Right? There you go, man. Hey, I've heard some VP guys out there as well, you know, cheering for VP with those things.
Oh, yeah.
This is wild, man. This is insane.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping that we're going to hear those Thundersticks during the game so that
I do too.
not
Well,
just popping.
It's mic'd up. It's mic'd up. We got the crowd mic'd up. We got it going, guys. But this is the grand finals here of Copenhagen Games, and it's just amazing to see how it's grown. Last year, it was like half the people, if that. This year, the place is entirely packed. Everybody here to watch CS, making the travel just to get here, just to watch the finals. So
Yeah.
sick for all of you guys to be tuning in here live from the event. But we're not going to waste much more time here. We're going to be getting into our second map of this grand finals. Virtus.Pro currently up in the lead, 1-0, having one cobblestone. And now it's going to go into Inferno here between these two giants. VP, they managed to stabilize, and they won it in 30 rounds, 16-14. Now can we see more of the same here? Because they're going to be starting off on that CT side, but TSM have already shown us that they've got a very solid T side as well. They can really put on the pressure and crack open sights, so we have to see more of that here.
Snack starts it all off with the frag onto KTB, and already TSM working the uphill battle. Taz going to follow up as well. Neo too. And all of a sudden, it's just Carrigan left.
I'm convinced that like it's going to be like this for the players as well. They just can't hear a damn thing of what's going on, so they're just like running around on the map, just trying to get something
but
done.
Look at that.
What a sneak! What a fake! What a fake!
I'm not really sure if Snacks heard that at all. I mean, normally he would have heard that, but...
Are you kidding?
Carrigan's going to get a free bump fan here.
Oh, he's going to get it as well. He can't stop it. Neo, he's got to be so frustrated. There's the pop flash. Neo turns away in time. He's not going to eat that one. And it is going to be the headshot there for Carrigan. He continues to deliver round after round, pistol after pistol, going for the frags, but he's not going to get it this time around. Pasha will shut him out. But this crowd is absolutely insane, dude.
They've come alive with the Thundersticks, and, well, TSM salvaging a round that went absolutely dreadful for them. That couldn't have gone worse, really, until Carrigan somehow makes it up through Arch into CT spawn and all of a sudden an open B site.
Yeah, that was just wild. I mean, there you go. Talk about a save, because that could have been a clean shutout for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah.
Completely annihilating the offense. TSM just didn't get anything done until Carrigan was there to save the day and actually get a bomb plant. They might be having a bit of a powwow right now because Carrigan is currently sitting over in T-spawn. I mean, this is the eco round. P250s have been bought up by TSM, but they know they're going to be buying in the next round.
Yeah, and what's interesting with the SMG update is the fact that, well, since Virtus.Pro actually opted to go for SMGs and Mag 7s, if they don't get several kills, they're not going to be able to buy up and get actual calls. So, advantage TSM all of a sudden in that round when they get the opportunity to buy up.
No Pasha.
He does pick up the frag.
He's going to be able to find Dupree there. Flash goes into that B site. Neo's going to be holding. Snacks is there with the crossfire as well, and they're just going to completely shut this down. Neo even stepping in with the P2K kill at the end. Taz will find the kill, and that's a lot of money going in VP's pocket. One kill, one shotty kill, a whole bunch of rifle kills, including a pistol. But there we go. VP, they have the start that they were looking for on this map. Pistol and the second round has been survived, but now we go into the buy round, and you're right, Ben. It's going to get a little tricky here. And VP, they don't even upgrade. They stick with this SMGs and a shotgun on Pasha.
And this could be the downfall. Obviously, they're saving a bunch of money with this way, so even if they lose this round, they should be able to get a pretty good buy the following round. But what? TSM here. This is their early chance to get into the game.
This is wild. This is wild, and this could be off of, I mean, this could be it. The moment that VP have been waiting for to bust out how effective these SMGs are. Could be viable here. I mean, we know that the UMP is viable, but the MP7 is not something we've seen held on to at all.
No, we saw Bialy being forced to use it a couple of times on Cobblestone. I mean, it worked out okay. He picked up a frag here and there, but it's probably not the weapon of choice going into Byram from TSM.
Certainly not. Certainly not. This is so interesting. Now we have to see how this develops, though, with 50 seconds left. Nades have been used on TSM, however, so they're going to start running out of time, but the flash up to mid, and that's going to be the peek behind it, straight out of Boiler, and they're going to wrap right around through Arch. Pasha's here with that MC, with that Swag 7, though. And they get slowed down, though. Smoke, and they're kind of just stuck here now at the top of mid.
Yeah, and I think that initially was meant to be a B split, but since they didn't get anywhere in mid, they're just going to have to, well, reconvene in mid and try for that A bomb site. And it actually might work out because Snax is still towards that B bomb site.
Yeah, this could actually work. They do have 3 guys here, however. Bialy steps forward with the MP7. He's going to get one. Taz steps in as well. And it's just a quick succession of trades, but there we go. TSM come out ahead. Dupree gets the kill on the Pasha, and there's the bomb plant for TSM. Snax and Neo, now the remaining 2 members for Virtus.Pro, closing in on this site. If they can get a kill fast, they can turn it around, but Snax is going to be the last man standing here for the Polish team, and not for long. The Vice just ends him, and TSM in the 3rd round, they win it.
Yeah. But here we have the scenario where, well, even though Virtus.Pro actually lost that round, they're going to have the money to buy, well, get a fairly decent buy. Snax is the only one who kind of has to skimp. He's going to go with an M4 silencer and no head armor, but that doesn't really matter because he's up against AKs anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually surprised that we see so much helmet armor on Virtus.Pro. They could just completely skip the helmet armor and get a couple of extra nades to work with. So that's a smoke right there.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the worrying part for VP, because even though they get the weaponry they need, they don't really have the grenades to hold off. And if TSM noticed that, again, they can starve them out.
Yeah, and look, I mean, no flashes left here either. So VP, you can see this is why it's prompting these quick rotations out of them. They're scared right now. They know that they don't really have the gear to stop an aggressive push, so they kind of have to gamble a little bit and hope that TSM are going to get antsy and start pushing into a site that they're going to be just stacked up on.
Yeah, and this is also one thing that Virtus.Pro really enjoys doing, simply because they have so much faith in Neo, leaving him alone on that B bomb side. And every team in the world who's ever played versus VP or watched VP knows that by now, that Neo plays that B bomb side alone, but so few teams actually take it to him. But it seems like TSM are actually going to try their luck.
Yeah, and catching out Kerrigan alone, not spotting anybody else. Snax has already rotated back to that B site, so it's now going to be that crossfire setup here for Virtus.Pro. But there are the flashes. Incendiary is the only thing that Pasha has, but he's too late to the party. They're going to be able to go crashing into this site here. No kills, however, for TSM. They haven't found anybody yet, and instead it's going to be a quick trade. Neo does manage to take somebody with him, though, and that's going to make things look pretty good here for VP. 20 seconds left, and they're going to be able to get this bomb plant down, but it's just a battle, the all-out duel. Sipnix through the smoke is going to take out Pasha. That's going to open things up wide. 3-on-3 hold now, and it comes down to whether TSM can land the shots or not. Device holding on the edge of the smoke as well. Dangerous game that he's playing. There's the flash, and he's going to get it point blank. Bialy goes running right into him. They return the frag, though. Snax peeks out, and it's down to Sipnix. And the man holding him banana, that's Dupree. And we can see just how little they can see there. Taz is not going to be able to do it. Taz, in fact, picks up the double kill. Walks in single-handedly, cleaning up the defense. And TSM are done with it. Taz has the kit, and he's just going to have the time to get that defuse. And there you go, the bounce back from VP.
No, right back into it, but well, with that plum plant, TSM could potentially force buy, and that's exactly what they're going to do. So they're going to stack up on AKs, Tech 9s, and pick up a few Molotovs as well. And to me, this is a big tell that they want to go towards that B bomb side and just have a barbecue.
That was like, I'm really surprised that Sipnix didn't get that kill onto Snax, though. When Snax takes that fight to backstab Device, who's holding on CT like that, that needs to be an instant trade frag. Like, that just cannot be allowed to happen.
You're absolutely right.
There are some like, it's just nerves. It's just nerves, you know, in these situations. And this time around, it really didn't play out there for TSM. VP, Taz in particular, held strong and got the job done for his team. Now they've got some control back in this half.
Yeah, and well, with this buy, I'm expecting to see a B push, and I'm expecting Dupree and Cajun to lay these Molotovs down, well, in the usual spots by Oranges and new boxes, and basically just bring it to Snax and Neo. And they're actually in positions where they don't have to move away from the Molotovs as well.
Well, now the push, and this is what TSM are so good at on Inferno, but Snax isn't having any of it. He catches out Kerrigan through the wood, and now they're going to look for Neo. They're going to find that headshot. Snax tries to flash his way through, pulls off an existence, gets a double kill, and Snax just wreaking havoc. A third kill for him. And that is it. TSM just get wiped up by Snax once again, man. When a smoke is down, you can never feel safe when Snax is on the map. Best they can hope for now is for Sipnix to get this bomb plant.
Then Snax might be looking at an ace here in this round, but ooh, Sipnix.
That was a cheeky shot. Sipnix is going to take out Snax, gets revenge for his fallen mates. 20 seconds left. It's ticking down. There's the flash through. Takes the fight with Pasha, but Pasha lands the headshot. Sipnix trying to do the best that he could in that scenario. Going for the win, but it's just not meant to be.
And that sends TSM up to an eco right now. Otherwise, it's going to pick up a Tech 9, but he's going to be the sole carrier of a pistol upgrade. Well, as I say that, Cajun invested in a P250, but well, fairly meager eco coming in from TSM, and this should be around for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, this really should. You can see them really splitting up here, TSM. Looking to try and close in on mid, but there's an aggressive play. Pasha, much like TSM, Virtus.Pro love to bully their opponents when they know they have pistols. This is like a hallmark, a trademark. This is just VP style. And TSM have incorporated this as well, but VP are the team that just love to get out into mid. They know you have pistols. They're just going to beat you up. And Neo taking a bit of a fight there with Device, getting tagged up fairly low. Kerrigan has still got that bomb, but he's all the way back in T apartments. And this is almost like an impromptu timeout, essentially, that's happening for TSM right now, because clearly he's not intent on actually getting onto a site. I mean, 1v5, Glock in hand, 21 HP. They're going to use this time. They're going to make it count. You can see a little bit of a discussion perhaps happening over there, but they need to figure out a game plan here. He jumps right out into Taz. That's expected. And VP are up to 5 rounds now.
So good stuff for Virtus.Pro so far, but we've seen leads like this disappear in a second with these two teams involved. So, well, hell, Cobblestone. VP had a great start to that game and, well, still got brought to the very end of it. And still, we don't have any AWPs yet for either teams. And, ooh, look at this. The aggression coming out from Virtus.Pro.
Oh, straight up Na'Vi push. They're checking all the angles. They're looking for a fight. Are they going to get wrapped on? However, there is Dupree at top mid. Second mid, they're going to be able to push through here. And Cajun B wins out versus Bialy. There's a flank denied. Kerrigan in position to take out Pasha. And Taz peeking out into apartments. Falls to Kerrigan as well. That is not how that is supposed to go for Virtus.Pro. And that's the risk that you run. If you get bogged down in mid and you're not able to get frags fast and get out, you can get flanked. You can get caught out.
Now, the only thing TSM have to worry about is not running into a site with 2 players. So they can actually, you know, bring out feelers. Actually, in fact, if they find Neo or just one member from VP, they can actually safely go towards the other bomb site knowing that that's not going to be a place where there's 2 players. Well, they're going to take out Neo, might as well.
Now they're like, whatever. Wherever we go, there's only one guy left. And they're assuming right now that they just killed the last defender on this A site. That push is going to trigger it, but then Snax from the pit is going to pick up 2 headshots. 8 HP left on him. They're going to get this bomb plant, but he's already done some pretty significant damage. If he can pick up one more kill, this would be really big. It would have a big impact on the economy here for TSM.
And you can tell TSM are just sitting there waiting for the guy, Cajun, in apps, to come around. And
he gets that 3rd kill. He takes out Device. Snax is impossible to handle right now.
And Device clearly should just stayed put on site, really. Not moved at all.
And this is all Cajun B now, but the bomb is not planted for him. Instead, it's planted for Kerrigan. And Cajun now has to go leaping out. Snax here's it coming. They're so low on HP, both of them, but he kept it off the bomb. Cajun is going to save it, but you saw the hand there. The near facepalm for Device. Way too close. Way too close. Snax doing just immense damage there. And you can see now it's going to affect the buy here for TSM. They were expecting to get out of that with 4 players alive, if not 5, and then Snax just has to completely ruin them again. Another round where Snax just does irreversible damage.
And in this situation where there are 3 players left, that's simply just mistakes from TSM being made. First off, Kerrigan should be able to pick up that frag. Device should not show himself at all, knowing where Snax is, and he should basically just wait for Cajun.
Where's the communication on TSM? They had spotted out Pasha at top mid, and the Device backs into his crosshairs. That's, yeah, okay. Well, TSM right now, they've gone for the they've gone for the force buy, no surprise there, but now they're a man down. And Virtus.Pro have got some gear. It's actually really light on nades on both teams right now, so this is going to come down to that punch, that punch fest, basically, that brawl.
Yeah, and actually I'd say Virtus.Pro are better off in terms of what kind of nades they have. They have 3 flashes and a Molotov, but that can actually do so much in terms of just holding your opponent back. TSM on the other way, they have to, actually get to a bomb site. And there, the one Molotov goes out, so might be using these nades too early, actually, for their own good.
Well, they're just going to go for the straight-up balcony rush. Viali is here holding behind Dildo, and he's going to be able to pick up the first one. Dupree, however, kills himself. And Kerrigan gets the return frag, but there's 3 players alive here. Taz is still alive in pit. He's going to peek out, remove Kerrigan from the map, and Virtus.Pro, once again, regaining control of that situation. Just a solid hold. Double hold in pit like that is just brutal to run into, especially if you're going off a balcony. There's like 2 guys in there you have to worry about. You're just going to be leaping down into certain death.
It's really tough to deal with, and well, Virtus.Pro getting off to that great CT start. And they're just looking to continue on as TSM are now on an eco, and Pasha's going to peek mid once more. Not going to find anyone though, as 2 of the TSM members have already made their way towards Banana.
Yeah, a little frustrating there for Cajun B. Wasn't able to get quite far enough to negate that nade. I mean, pretty much a hard eco coming out here for TSM. $600 invested in this round on 2 P250s on Kerrigan and Dupree. So Virtus.Pro, this should be an easy cleanup. This should be an opportunity for them to now actually get some breathing room. Start getting some bank going. Taz, however, is just going to have a complete and utter field day. Dupree is going to find a kill onto Pasha. Well done there by him. The Device now the last man here. He has to run into the blender. Taz continues to hold down on maps 1, and there goes the fake, but it's not going to be good enough. Device gets cleaned up, and Virtus.Pro push on to 7 rounds. And only losing the 1 guy. I mean, they could have been a little cleaner, but that's still, acceptable losses.
Yeah, and especially because TSM have to double eco, which is not something you see that often, but they haven't really managed to build up that big of a, round loss bonus because they won that single round. So they're feeling actually, the downside of winning that 1 round they actually got.
Yeah, I think they're feeling a little rattled as well. I mean, they always look tense on TSM's side, but right now, you look at Device, he's just very dour, very focused. Sipnix never shows an emotion anyway, so, hard to judge with him.
TSM gonna go straight up mid. They're actually going to find Taz as well, and this could be, this is a bomb plant.
This is a bomb plant. They were up in apartments aggro, and now Pasha, he's going to get smoked out. Bialy will be able to pick up 1, and this is the flank coming through. Now Bialy on short just decides to take this fight straight up, and he's going to get overwhelmed by the Tech 9. Careful, Bialy, going ahead of yourself there. Now we go into the 3-on-3 retake scenario. Pasha doing some significant damage, and everybody is so low on TSM's side. They haven't picked up any guns to use either, but who needs a gun when you got a Tech 9? Device doing the damage. He's even going to get the reload. And he's going to get flanked out as well, not quite knowing where the shot is going to come from. Neo's going to round the box and take him out, and they will have time for the defuse, just barely. Or will they? No, they won't. They don't have a kit. Snacks picks up the kit late. Well then, my mistake.
But how do you not buy a kit when you've won several rounds in a row? When you're this much up, how do you not end up buying a kit?
I think we're lucky that it wasn't Pasha who was going for that defuse without buying the kit. I don't think he could have lived through that twice. But my mistake for assuming that they had a kit there. I looked too late, and then it's before you know it, Snacks went and found a kit, but it was too late to come back onto that bomb. So TSM managing to hold out and play the clock just perfectly, keeping Virtus.Pro off that bomb long enough.
Yeah, and that's one of those rounds that you're not supposed to win as if you're TSM. That's just a freebie that Virtus.Pro gave away to you, and that could very easily be the deciding round, given how good these teams are on the CT side.
We'll talk about a breath of fresh air right there for TSM coming through on that one. And now they've got the AKs as well. They just go standard TSM style, just barreling through. They're going to catch the man out on the smoke. Almost as an afterthought, Kerrigan takes out Pasha. And now it's a man advantage going onto this A site, wrapping onto it from all sides. Taz crouches down, and he's going to lie down. Device finds the headshot, and it's only going to be Neo and Snacks. And they have to back off in this situation. They have to hold on to their guns. TSM know this. But TSM are so low on money right now. Do they really go out and hunt?
They don't really have the option to do so unless they want to potentially risk their future. But then again, how much do you value your economical future compared to Virtus.Pro's? Well, it seems like TSM is going to hold their own in the highest regard, so no hunting, and Neo and Snacks will be able to keep on to those.
They're going to play it safe in this scenario.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, there's nothing wrong as well with that. In this scenario, right? You really, I mean, TSM,
They don't want to risk anything. They don't want to make an unnecessary, unforced error. And, well, off of that one mistake from Virtus.Pro, that meant 2 rounds for TSM, and TSM knows that that can swing both ways. So every round you can get versus Virtus.Pro when you're on the T side is going to be absolutely golden. That's going to mean so much.
and holding on to the 4 guns as well. Man, they really have the money now. So they have another buy round behind this one, TSM. That's so important for them. They cannot let Virtus.Pro start to regain momentum in this half. If they lose a round, they have to punish them back hard. And Virtus.Pro right now, look at this weird buy coming out from them. 2 pistols, full nades, 3 rifles. They've managed to just cobble together a pretty reasonable buy, all things considered.
They're just focusing heavily on getting the nades to hold TSM back for as long as possible and buying time for their own rotations. Which I think is a smart thing, because obviously it's hard to stop a full train of crazy Danes with AKs with no nades.
And there's the peak. Information gained here by Neo, and they just continue to hold aggressive. They're going to go even a step further than that. Setting up that smoke. Device, however, he's having none of that. He's going to find the gap between, and he's going to get sprayed down to half HP. A lot of damage taken there by Device. But this is going to wind up on the A site, and this is actually going to work out for TSM, or they have a better shot at it, just because this is where there's 2 pistols. There's only a rifle and 2 pistols on this site, although Snacks is rotated over early.
Neo as well.
Look at Taz's positioning in apartments, though. He drops the bomb carry, goes out for more. Sepnix is there to stabilize, but Bialy going to be able to fall back onto that site. Snacks and Pasha rotating in, getting the damage in as well. Device doing the best that he can, but Bialy holding down that site. He's going to be able to stop the man from coming off a balcony with that bomb. That is crucial. Luckily for Device, it drops onto him, but Snacks is alive on short. He's going to deny the bomb plant, and Virtus.Pro come through despite TSM's best efforts in that round. I lied, Ben. I said they had a better shot with the pistols, but Bialy just decided to ruin their day.
I really did. I'm a bit questionable about the decision from Carrigan to actually run in through connected towards CT spawn instead of just wrapping around Dutch together and join up with the rest of his team and play the afterplant game, because you have absolutely no information of what lies beyond those connectors. So instead, TSM just lose a man, and they wouldn't really benefited anything from picking up a kill in that situation.
And right, well, there we go. You know, it was TSM building up an advantage as far as the money is concerned. This is really what it comes down to between both of these teams, the money. Headshots are nice, but the dollar bill is more important in this case. And now both of these teams are pretty much broke. Very low on economy on both sides. So this is such an important round going into the remainder here of the half.
Well, barring a plant for TSM, this is for both teams pretty much 1 round equaling 2.
Yeah, they're both wrecked right now. Zipnix is the only one sitting with any kind of money. So now we have to see decent nade count actually here on TSM, all things considered. Virtus.Pro are the ones who are very low.
And unfortunately for TSM, they're going to opt to go for that B bomb site while Neo actually has Snacks around. And this is a position we saw Markelov use from Flipside.
But 0 nades to work with here to slow this down.
That's true.
Both Snacks and Neo have nothing to work with. They've only got bullets. They got to land the shots. But Neo on high, crazy boost from him. It actually works. Falls behind second oranges, and now he can buy even more time. Looking for the peekaboo headshot, but he's not going to get it. Device instead will take out his teammate, and Sepnix walks in as well. But the rotation is very quick from Virtus.Pro. They could potentially be in here to deny the plant. Taz looking to do just that, but he can't get over coils in that smoke. Instead, it's Pasha who comes in through Banana with the AWP. And it's a 3-on-2 retake, and this is actually working for Virtus.Pro. Flash into the back corner. They're trying to force this man out into the open. Dupree, however, keeping his cool, not peeking, just trying to buy the time, not giving this frag, and instead they're going to have to root him out, just trying to buy every single second that they could. But there is 2 kits on Virtus.Pro's side, and they will have plenty of time for the defuse.
So even though they had no nades, they were able to actually hold them off, and that's what you said. They were able to buy time for so long. Neo surviving behind that second oranges for God knows how long. It felt like
ages.
Felt like a year. Probably was something close to 10 seconds, but that was enough to get that first rotation in from BP and getting that extra pressure in on them. And not just time, but they also put significant damage onto the remaining TSM members.
Yeah, everybody was so very low on TSM sides. Like, you look away and you look back, and all of a sudden everybody's near croaking.
Yeah, Pasha looking down the second mid to see if he can find an opening frag, but nothing's going to show for him. And, well, if only he knew. He was so close to actually seeing a bunch of TSM members. And, well, you can see Carrigan and setting up for a smoke here. And, yeah, this is very very evident it's going to be an A take from TSM.
Pacific's already starting off, but Taz just mows them down. Triple spray and nearly gets a quad. Kerrigan is going to get annihilated, and there's Bialy just stepping in and imposing his will. Double kill for him to hold it down, and that was a big gamble by TSM. That was TSM really putting it out there because they spent everything they had on rifles. And now, well, they're going to go for just a full all-out Tech 9 buy. With one Galil to back it, Sipnix, that bank coming back to help him.
And apparently AD peeking is dead, but AD spraying is very much alive according to Taz.
Taz, what are you doing, right? He just stops them all from getting off a balcony. A wall of bullets, that's all he needs. You know, you got smoke, but then Taz is like, nah, I'll one-up you. 30 AK bullets, that'll do just fine.
And Taz has actually had a monster half for Virtus.Pro. He's sitting on 19 and 6 right now. So, well, he's very much the reason why VP have 10 rounds at this point.
And this is what Taz is capable of. At times, he just comes alive for his team. Snacks with the AWP here in Banana. The flash comes through, however, he could get caught out, and they will manage to catch him. But then Neo decides to step in, takes this fight straight up, goes through with the 5-7, pre-firing that angle, trying to keep them back. And the flash has bought just enough time for him to reposition himself. Pasha, Bialy, everybody rotating in. They realize this is the last-ditch effort, the all-out rush. And TSM, desperate to get onto this site. They finally will. And the bomb plant is about to go down. 3-on-3, make that a 3-on-2 retake as Dupree just annihilates Pasha. And Bialy and Taz, the last two members here alive for Virtus.Pro, and they're split up, but do they stay split up? It looks like they want to double up, and I love this. Back it up, see if you can actually manage to get some kind of trade frag going into this retake, but they're running out of time. That smoke is just now clearing, and here it goes. It begins. One smoke, one flash, that's what they've got to work with, and there's the shot as well. Bialy with the headshot. Second kill coming in from Bialy, they're turning it around. He's on that defuse, and Sipnix just barely manages to spray him down. Is there time for Bialy to get it done? It's gonna be down to the wire. It's gonna be so close, but he does it at the end. Bialy gets it. And it's an 11-4 finish at the half for Virtus.Pro.
And just when you think TSM might be able to hold on to that.
This is just wild by Sipnix. Down to, I mean, he had one bullet left.
And 2 HP.
So close, so close.
And if you're TSM in that situation, you can't really get down on yourself. You force sport. And it wasn't really a good force buy at all. So the fact that you even brought it that far has to mean something. You actually outgunned people with the lesser weaponry. So you have to go into the CT side, pick yourself up, and think that, well, this pistol round, this is ours.
Yeah. That's it right there. You have to just establish dominance right here going into the second half, but the chant is beginning already.
And TSM were really good in that last best of 3 to pick up pistol rounds. 6 out of 6. You can't do any better than that. And this is the time to bring that back into the grand final as well.
This is their time to shine. They've got the crowd, the home crowd here cheering them on, and now it is time to get results. It's time to lock down this pistol and begin the comeback. And they do decide to stack up Banana as well. 3 players here. It's just the all-out brawl with Pasha, who's going to be able to do big damage to Sipnix. He picks up a kill as well. Pasha is just this indomitable biceps flexing at them, and it's just too much for TSM to handle.
And that's not the start you want if you're a Dane. They still have a few nades on Cajun here, so Smoke's going to be able to hold them off, and he's most likely going to use that for the middle area.
And it's going to be the gather. Dupree, did he catch him through the edge there? I'm not sure. It might have been blood that was already there.
But
Pasha steps forward and picks up another headshot, though. And now it's 3 remaining members here for TSM. Sipnix so low. The smoke goes down to block off CT, and this is it. Sipnix needs to hit some godlike shots. Or device. That works too. But Sipnix is now on point, and it's up to him. He needs to buy as much time as possible. He takes the running gun fight. He's not going to get it. Neo again through the smoke. And that is actually going to be Device through the smoke, getting the kill. But a 2-on-3 retake. They have the kit, but it's on Device, and he's only got 3 HP. This is Cajun now. He has to hit some godlike shots. But Virtus.Pro, they've got the Triangle of Doom set up here on this B site. Smoke goes down to buy more time. Flash as well, and seconds are just ticking off of this clock. They have to get in here fast now, and what a shot. There's the first one. Cajun gets the second, and is he gonna get the third? Neo hiding in the smoke, using that smoke against them. There's so little time. Device needs to get on it, but he doesn't! He gets the headshot, and they get the defuse! Device, with 3 HP, he lives!
But he called for the godlike headshots.
Thank you, Cajun. He delivers.
Should we just call him the waiter? Because he definitely brings it. was rather cheesy.
I'm going to leave him a tip.
He definitely deserves one after that. Maybe, you know.
I think the TSM fans here are going to leave him a tip, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What a play, and that is how you come back into a round. Incredible hold there.
That has to be such a boost for TSM because, again, that's a round they're not really supposed to win. Not at all, but TSM bring it back. Cajun and both of the Voices frags in that situation were through smokes as well.
Yeah.
Just a crazy,
that was wild. 2 shots through smokes from Device.
Crazy round coming out from the Danes right now. Device and Cajun refusing to lose. Well, you can see a really unorthodox force by here coming out from Virtus.Pro. They've actually had 2 people drop AKs for Bialy and Snacks. So they'll be able to buy up with Kevlar and nades, and this is actually a really dangerous buy. This could do so much damage for them, or damage against TSM.
This is catch TSM off guard. Look at how passively TSM are holding.
Yeah, and the good part for them, the good thing for them is that the 2, I guess, weaker weapons, which is the MP7s, are both towards that B bomb site. So Device, having a proper Colt, might be able to do proper damage, but he can't go down instantly, and he takes a lot of damage though. He stays alive for now.
That's the important bit. He's going to find the angle there, and they're going to be able to split these guys up. They have to go running through, and the pre-fire through actually works. Device is gone, Dupree as well, and it's down to Cajun. He gets the headshot instantly onto Bialy. And it's the man advantage now going in here for TSM onto this site. The bomb is going to get planted in a very awkward position, and now it's all down to hitting the shots here. But Sipnix is going to make it happen with that MP7. They walk in, they get the job done, and TSM continue to press home. Virtus.Pro with the risky buy, they flounder.
Yeah. So they're still not going to be able to buy up in this round, even with that bomb plant, because they invested so heavily. But they're going to be okay with that. The bomb plant, they kind of salvages the investment that they made. So they're not going to fall far off because of that. But Cajun staying alive there in pit, actually picking up a frag as well. Just securing that round for TSM. Cajun's been absolutely massive so far on this CT side. Well, actually quite a few... More of an investment from VP than I actually expected, but well, they can afford it.
Yeah, this is just to even out their money. They're all kind of floating around 2,000 now after that buy, so they'll have plenty going into the next one. But they still have some gear. Problem is that really isn't protecting them from the HEs that they just keep eating here. Like so much damage, and they haven't even seen anybody yet. That's rough. That is really rough for Virtus.Pro. But what could make them feel better is getting a shot onto Device. And there you go. Pasha decides to lift his team's spirits and get that kill. But Sipnix is going to decide to ruin their day. They try to wrap through on Arch, and he just slaps them down. Time to take a nap.
And Snacks does pick up Cajun, though, in the meantime. But Dupree's still alive in pit, so it's going to be really tough for VP to actually get a bomb plant down. And Taz is just sitting around hoping to find someone. He will find Sipnix eventually, but that's the bomb drop by Carrigan. And it's all on Snacks, and Dupree picks up his first frag of the round to close it out. And it's now 7-11, and do you smell something cooking?
Is the comeback real?
Could very well be, but we're gonna...
I don't know. Hold on, let's call Cajun real quick. Garçon.
Well, the first buy round coming out from Virtus.Pro, and well, this is going to be the real test for the first real test for TSM here. They have, well, fairly good grenades all over the team, barring Dupree.
Yeah, Dupree's kind of having to skimp here. Virtus.Pro, though, it's about even on the nades for both teams right now.
Yeah.
But they have the boost going here at the bottom of Banana. Sipnix is going to get up close. This renders the boost, ineffective. And so no real advantage gained there for Virtus.Pro. Unless Kerrigan peeks out at top car here.
Yeah.
Fresh smoke goes down. Pasha, just the patience on this guy right now. He's still waiting for this peek. And is Kerrigan going to hold? Is Kerrigan going to peek out? Is he going to give this frag to Pasha?
But if he doesn't show himself, this might give Virtus.Pro a false sense of security. So Sipnix is going to be absolutely instrumental here in Virtus.Pro decide.
Oh, that's a sexy nade.
Was that actually the intention as well?
I'm pretty sure. That is sexy. Look at that. The follow-up spray onto it. He has to be trying to force somebody out from tree.
And maybe he's trying to save face. Who knows? But in any case, it works out. But it looks like VP changed their focus towards that A bomb site. And with TSM still with 2 players on B, this is a man advantage for Virtus.Pro.
And there's the peek actually from Device on Arch. He spots out that bomb, so now they have to know. Rotation comes through from Kerrigan, but the entry fact goes Taz's way, and Bialy takes out Kerrigan, the rotator. Virtus.Pro, they're going to be closing in on this site. 2 remaining members here. Make that one. Device, the last man, holding in the corner. First kill goes his way. They line up for him. Triple kill. And Taz is now very low as well. Situation is turned in the blink of an eye. 8 seconds left. And Device, could he have just pulled an Alu? He needs to get the quad, and is he going to get it? He is going to get it. 3 seconds. Impossible. The ace for Device. Talk about the comeback. It's like, Alu, you did well that other day, but hold on. Let me show you how it's really done, bro. 5 kills for Device, holding in such an awkward position at the back of the site.
And that double kill right there. Drops the bomb as well, so forces Virtus.Pro's hand. It's just incredible. These TSM members are just stepping up round after round, bringing it back from, well, the brink of destruction.
Just wild, man. Just absolutely wild. But they're still going to just keep pressing forward here, Virtus.Pro. They aren't letting up. This is, again, just to even out their money, this buy.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, Viali's gone for a Galil without any armor at all, so his aim is going to be jumping all over the place if he doesn't instantly connect.
That is kind of wonky. Why not hand that over to Taz, who has like the helmet and Kevlar? Well, they're going to run through. Neo is literally fed into the blender. Sipnix is there as well. Mad Spray going down, and that bomb is going to make its way into CT spawn to be gifted to the remaining TSM members. There was a team kill coming in, however. Kerrigan takes out Device.
Yeah, but they still hold control over the bomb site, which is the most important thing. Snacks does have that Galil though from Viali.
Full flash, but Kerrigan holds his own. And now Snacks, last man alive here for Virtus.Pro, 1v3, and he's alive in construction, and he still has 45 seconds left. This is the last person you want to have any time to play with. But he's going to be able to, he might just walk right into the crossfire here, and it's going to be Cajun holding that angle. Does not miss the shot, and TSM continue to press forward. Now we get to see if Virtus.Pro can start breaking them. Because, I mean, these rounds, all of these rounds have been so very close. Despite TSM picking up rounds, they still don't have much money. So it's still very close here. If Virtus.Pro can win a big round, it's going to really force TSM into an awkward situation. Do they save? Do they buy? What happens next? So it's so tense. What a second map that we have here in the Grand Finals of Copenhagen Games.
And a ton of nades on Virtus.Pro sides. They've got 2 Molotovs as well, and that might be to clear out, well, both pit and the noob corner there in mid. So many options for Virtus.Pro, but again, they want to move towards that A bomb site. Didn't quite work out for them last time due to Device, but well, they're going to get the trade kill onto Dupree, so kind of an opening in Arch right now, but Cajun's going to get locked in on.
Yeah, and they're closing in here, Virtus.Pro, doing a fantastic job. Device just trying to deny that plant, but unfortunately for him, it was getting planted right beneath his feet. He never realized it, and TSM are just running right into it now. Sipnix has to back off, and Virtus.Pro do a fantastic job walking onto that side and just dissecting the defense. We'll snip here, we'll trim there. Oh, all of a sudden the site is ours.
Yeah, the trade that they initially got at the very start with Dupree didn't really matter at all in the end because, well, Snacks and I can't remember who the second BP member, just working as a duo to take out Cajun and Pip because they knew that he'd play passively, and well, unfortunately for TSM, I think actually the fact that Device was boosted up into the corner side, that might have cost them the extra bit of defense. Yeah, that extra bit of defense that they could have used to hold back BP as they pushed onto site.
And what's worse is he had the read. He's like, okay, I hear the bomb getting planted. They're probably planting default because they have control of pit now. And instead, Virtus.Pro are one step ahead. They're planting literally under his feet. Device never knew it. That's a brutal situation.
Yeah, and you can see the force fly coming out from TSM. MP9 on Carrigan. Well, if there's any time to show that the SMGs are working, it's now, but both of the members on the B bomb side are going to get taken down, so big opening for VP, but they're not really pouncing on the advantage they've just gained.
Oh, I mean, that was an attempt at a pounce. Probably had to tamp his feet a little bit more like cats like to do.
But while all that is happening, Cajun has pushed aggressively down into second mid and picked up Snacks.
Instead, Dupree still holding quad boxes. Nade goes in onto him, deals 40 damage. That's going to be rough. But there's the flank. Device, does he spot him out? Yes, he does. He finds just the edge of the smoke to work through. And Neo is gone. This force buy could be wonderful here for TSM if they can continue to hold. Dupree, massive headshot onto Pasha. And now there's the flank. Dupree is going to be able to pick off the remaining member there. And Kerrigan just showing heart right now. Winding it up. And this has turned into the outright brawl. What is eco rounds? What are these, right? It's just buy after buy here between both of these teams. Neither team just willing to give up. Neither team is going to break.
It's the most expensive game of chicken I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this is just wonderful. But VP continue to press forward. Now they're the ones going for the awkward buy, although TSM continue. What? Nai? Yeah, Nai is right. What? Okay, we got the feedback. Don't worry, guys. We're good.
We're good. And once again, TSM opting for that aggressive positioning in Banana. Carrigan taking lots of damage, though, down to 9 HP, so he's going to have to back off.
As if these two teams were cause enough for, you know, multiple heart attacks. Production decide to step in as well and give us a helping hand.
Everything adds to the tension, doesn't it? Right now, TSM actually opting to go with Sipnix alone on B, and that's not something they've done quite well all that often. But it might work out really well for them this time around because, well, Virtus.Pro, they're lurking about towards that A bomb site. That's a good nade onto Viali. Oh, wow.
Virtus.Pro, I mean, well, Virtus.Pro are kind of using a similar style. They're just kind of sitting in mid, hoping that somebody from TSM is going to peek on them.
Yeah, and you can see that the bomb, well, currently on Neo, is now rotating over towards B. So this is going to be a B split from Virtus.Pro.
And it's looking like it again here. Device going to peek out. He spots one man going into Arch. He spots a second. He's countering him out. A third one goes through.
And Carrigan.
Oh, Carrigan with the MP9 picks up the first one point blank. But then the 3 shots come through. Device is gone in an instant. And Sipnix as well. That ends that round. Good night, TSM. Cajun B and Dupree have to back off to hold on to their guns at this point.
Yeah, so even with all that information, TSM not able to hold on. That's just very unfortunate for them because, well, obviously they're going to have to hold on to these 2 weapons, but now they're in that awkward situation where they kind of have to force buy as well because giving up more rounds to Virtus.Pro, never a good idea.
Yeah.
And you also want to make use of those two rifles that Cajun and Dupree has.
They might be able to drop. I mean, Dupree could probably drop like a FAMAS for somebody right here.
Yeah. That's best case scenario. But you also want nades, so keep that in mind.
Nades, what are those? These guys work without nades, man. They're all just mono and mono. Take the fight, win the fight, collect the round. I mean, we can, right now it's very uneven on the money.
Yeah.
We do have the replenishment coming through, and there you go, Kerrigan. This is the option that SMGs can potentially offer to teams now, a low econ option to really do some damage. If you start mastering the MP9 and an MP7 bought up for Sipnix, this is it. TSM, they're putting it all in. The big round right here. 3 rifles and 2 SMGs, limited nades. And now what can they do? Can they stop the Virtus.Pro, or rather the Virtus Plow, which has been revving its engine and is finally starting to pick up some speed here. Oh, what a great peek from Sipnix, though. AD sprays down Taz, and that is going to be the opening here. Virtus.Pro looking to follow up on it, but then the smoke goes down. Do they dare? Do they dare press through here? Are they that crazy?
And TSM, you know, managing the money correctly, so they're going to have one more smoke as well on Carrigan, and he's going to put that out right now. But just buying so much time for TSM to try to figure out what's going on. And well, this time around, Cajun actually opting to play fairly passively instead of figuring out where the remaining VP members are. And well, that might be TSM playing scared or just playing it conservatively. But in any case, VP still adamant about going towards that B bomb site.
And they want to hit it where it hurts right now. And this is a double SMG hold, so we have to wait to see that they're going to work some wonders here. Kerrigan's going to start off strong with that MP9, but then Neo takes him out. Sipnix is caught as well. Cajun B, Device not able to lay down the crossfire, and then Device gets caught out. Cajun B and Dupree, the remaining 2 members for Virtus.Pro, and Cajun, it's time for another round of drinks here if you're going to keep your team alive. Dupree is gone, and it's all onto Cajun now. Another 1v3 clutch. Not going to happen. Pasha ends it. And it's Virtus.Pro up on 14 rounds now. TSM. Their economy is wrecked.
It's absolutely wrecked. So this is going to have to be, well, SMGs and pistols. Carrigan again opting for that MP9. And in fairness, it's been working out for him. He's gotten a kill. Every round he's picked it up, or at least done significant damage to the point where his teammates can finish it off. But 5-7s on the rest of the crew, and well, Virtus.Pro have every opportunity in the world to bring this to match point.
And Virtus.Pro not willing to take any risks right now at all. They will put one guy, it looks like, up into apartments. There could be a potential peek there. Snacks and Taz working in tandem there at top of second mid. Sipnix already taking quite a bit of damage, and it's going to be Pasha. Random spray through the smoke, and that's a kill onto Kerrigan, weakening the B defense. You have the instant rotation coming out from Device, needing to plug up that gap. If Virtus.Pro decide to push through, this could get nasty. But again, just random spray going through. Sipnix is low. He has recovered the MP9, however, off of Kerrigan's corpse, so he will have that to work with in the round.
All right, now Virtus.Pro is taking their time. See Device and Sipnix actually pushing out quite aggressively. Looking to catch out someone from VP. It's not going to happen though, as VP has rotated over towards that A bomb side, and it's all on Dupree right now. He's going to have to do something absolutely magical because Cajun is rotating over towards that B bomb side, which is entirely the wrong place to be right now.
Yeah, decoy going onto that site right now, just trying to draw some attention to it. Snacks nearly taking his face off, drops him down to 15 HP. Pasha has caught out Sipnix. He's just laying a diversion because the real action is happening on this A site, and this bomb is about to get planted. Device and Cajun B, the last two remaining members for TSM, closing in. And there's going to be a battle in Banana, but Device actually wins it, takes out Pasha. So he now has an AK to hold on to here. And that's exactly the right call to go for. Back off, hold on to that gun. Could make a world of difference in the next round. That could be the weapon that saves you. If it's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and for Cajun as well, even though he's only got a 5-7, saving this for the next round means you're going to get nades. And you're going to have the ability to pick up a defuse kit as well. You might even actually be able to catch out Bialy, but just missed him.
Just missed him, yeah, the timing not working out there. They're slowly working their way through, and they are not going to find him. Device will be able to hold on to that AK for the next round. But Virtus.Pro are one round away now. This is tournament point. Tournament point for Virtus.Pro, and they've got 5 of them. And TSM, it's going to be the Hail Mary again. And actually a fairly reasonable buy behind this. FAMAS's reasonable number of nades.
Cajun actually opting to get a FAMAS instead of extra nades in this situation.
Yeah, they have a pretty reasonable count. I mean, with Kerrigan and Dupree taking the hit, going for 5-7, so they can guarantee a good nade count. That makes the difference here.
And again, the boost up from Virtus.Pro. Not going to find anyone because,
oh, that Molotov, that could actually, well, no, it looks like Kerrigan is just out of range. Looks like Kerrigan is just out of range. It's not going to be effective. Nade goes in to check out wood stacks pretty much, and that's not going to do anything either onto Kerrigan. So Kerrigan, I mean, so far the effective hold here in Banana, minimal damage taken. And it's going to funnel VP up towards mid, and they're going to start trying to take control of this position now. Good use of Molotovs there as well to check those angles, make sure that no lurker can kind of remain hidden and catch you off guard. And there we go, Virtus.Pro now stepping up to short. They've got the bomb with them as well. 4 players here on this A site. And they are looking to be in position to actually balance off this and start working their way onto the site. There's a double hold in pit, however, one on balcony as we can see. And then Cajun B with that FAMAS. It's going to come down to the shots now. 3 flashes, that's all they have, and Device is gone. Taz with the instant peek and the headshot. Cajun B decides to try and take a peek. He's not going to get anything done, however, and now the raps begin. Straight up from long. Bialy with the long-range headshot onto Dupree. Cajun only going to get the 1. Neo is going to remove him, and it's down to the remaining 2 members here, Sipnix and Kerrigan. 2v4 retake on the A site, swaps out for the AK, goes for the fake, and there's going to be a man in library, but Sipnix has no idea. The peek is going to come, and just like that, both kills. And Virtus.Pro, after losing to NIP last year, have come back to Copenhagen Games to reclaim a title. It is possible after all, then.
It is possible after all, and you can tell how much that actually means to them. Because they've been having a, bit of a wonky road as of late, and Taz, as always, elated just to do well. And you can hear, it sounds like firework going off inside, but that's actually those thunder sticks being popped.
Yeah.
It's actually a bit of a nice touch.
We have to give it to TSM as well, however, they actually made it into the finals here. It's another step further for this team. They just weren't able to close it out today. Virtus.Pro in the winner bracket final, they beat them 30 rounds on the last map, and then had the advantage in the map picks and played to that advantage towards the end.
Yeah, and actually bringing it to VP on Cobblestone that much, getting it into the 30th round as well.
Yeah.
TSM just played their hearts out, but some days it's not going to be enough.
And this, today was one of those days. I mean, well, especially when you have to reset as well. Coming from TSM, you go down into the lower bracket where they struggled versus Dignitas before they were able to recover. And then coming back into that, it's just an incredibly long streak of games that had to go through for TSM. They put one hell of a battle. But Virtus.Pro really deserved this win. They've managed to play through on the winner bracket. They had the map advantage. They took advantage of that. not the map advantage in that sense, but the ban pick phase, right?
Yeah.
They got their strong map, the one that that TSM at all costs wanted to avoid. They wanted to stay off cobblestone this entire tournament. Virtus.Pro forced them to play on that map going into it, and from there on out, it's basically Virtus.Pro's game to win.
Yeah, and Virtus.Pro did exactly what they set out to do. They came here to get their revenge from Starladder on TSM, and they do so in a brilliant fashion. And what was really fun for me to see is that, during every game, it wasn't necessarily one guy just carrying the entire load. You had Pasha stepping in massively during the upper bracket final. On Inferno here, Taz was the driving force for VP, and everybody kind of chipped in as the game went along. And even though they, in the upper bracket final, lost 6 out of 6 pistols, they managed to bring it back. And
that's what's really wild.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just kept fighting. They never really give up, and they're kind of the embodiment of how a team should function. So even facing elimination and potential, relegation to the low bracket, they still come back to close it out, and here they stand, champions of Copenhagen Games.
Copenhagen Games. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the final bracket real quick to recap the tournament, what has happened over the past 3 days here live from Copenhagen in Denmark. But you can see, round of 16, Virtus.Pro, they went through Atlantis Esports, the Spaniards, took on C-Play after that, and then Gamers 2 as well.
The fellow Poles.
Exactly, the fellow Polish team that was here at the tournament. They had to remove them, take them down into the lower bracket before going on to beat TSM 2-1 in the winter final. And then in the grand final, they went through and took a 2-0 victory over TSM, who had to battle their way back, taking out Dignitas in the consolidation final, as you guys can see. It wasn't like it was easy for, it certainly wasn't an easy fight for TSM either, although they did run into the Turkish team, who showed good results, or at least a good level in the first round of the round of 16. TSM then went on to beat out, I believe it was Dignitas in the quarterfinals, move on to the semis. Pardon me?
And then LGB.
Yeah, LGB in the semis as well. LGB, they ended up going out
to
Flipside. 5th, I think.
They ended up losing to Flipside.
All right.
Pretty heavily.
Well, thank you all for tuning in, of course, but now it is time to go to the prize ceremony. Timo, take it away.
Thank you, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just witnessed was regicide. Virtus.Pro did not care for the Royal Kinguin, and they decided to remove their heads like the revolutionaries before them. The gentlemen fought hard and they fought long, but they didn't fight hard enough. Will you all please give it up for Virtus.Pro? Now, obviously, you can't have an award ceremony without the ceremony. So we would like to see everybody who has contributed to this tournament so far, the Fona Trust CSGO tournament, to make it away to the stage. First of all, the runners-up, second place for the ladies tournament, UB United. Please make your way to the stage. Everyone, give them a hand. It would actually help if they were here. Well, to draw out this really long, awkward silence, I guess we're just going to kind of jump over it and go to the second place in the male tournament. Will you please give TSM.Kinguin a very big round of applause? We should have the mandatory gold and money that befits the position coming right up. Gentlemen, feel free to make your way to the center of the stage, and we will get going. And everything is nice and slow, which obviously proves that none of this was rehearsed. Maybe it should have been. Yeah, good. Raise your check, gentlemen. Congratulations. If you'll please stand to the back of the stage. Thank you very much. Following up, we have the first place of the ladies CSGO tournament. Will everybody please give a warm applause? They have traveled halfway around the world, after all, for Team Karma. Make your way to the center, ladies. Congratulations. Congratulations. And there you go. Make some noise. Would any of you like to say one thing, and just one thing, to the audience?
We love you guys!
Well, there you have it. If you will please change places, we will take the finalists. And finally, coming in as your grand champions in the Fona Trust Tournament, everybody make some noise for Virtus.Pro. If you come out on the other side of this, everyone can see you lift that and make a lot of noise, mate. Congratulations, lads. You deserved it. And that's it for us tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for showing up. Thank you to our sponsors, Fona Trust, for arranging for this competition. Thank you to the teams. But most of all, thank you, the audience.